What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? Welcome to another episode of MZ Talks Boxing, where I'm your host, MZ. We're gonna talk about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and let things marinate. Let's people roll in. Let's do it like we do it, y'all.
If that takes you, I should help sick him. On the chef of my gas, let up, yeah, eat it. So the chef on me, feed up, seal, eat it. Itty place, booty fat, eat my vegetables. Itty pay for the tag, I'm professional. Make a splash, always.
We're having some technical difficulties here. We're going to sit back and talk about how, was it DAZN, ESPN collaboration, Day of Reckoning turned out. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk about Demetrius Bivol, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, to name some names. You know, we're going to talk about how it went down, what you guys thought about the fight. Of course, I'm going to give my opinion of what I thought about the fight. And we're going to chop it up and let it go as is. But like I said, we like to sit back. I ain't even going to go through all that. We just going to jump right to it. Big Baby Miller, Mr. On Everything, talked a hell of a game. He brought plenty of bravado to the conversation of he and Daniel Dubois. Dubois, however you want to pronounce it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The man that got stopped, dare I say, by the jab. Some thought he quit. Some, come to find out he just couldn't get his head out of the way. He ended up getting punched out pretty good. And he couldn't continue. But that's not the point. The point is, Jarrell Big Baby Miller, I hope I said that right. I'm going to be a Big Baby Miller. How he talked all this noise, did all this barking, came out with a hectic pace, tried to take it to Dubois right out the gate. But Dubois was able to stay composed. He weathered the storm, got into a rhythm, and started dealing with Big Miller. Big Miller got tired. Oh, we got my brother Trey Ace in the house. Salute. I texted you earlier to see if you was going on. I thought I answered you, bro. My bad if I didn't. But I could have swore I said yes, sir. I'm glad to have you in the house. As always. Trying to catch my breath while I'm talking because I'm eating. We got a lot going on over here. But anyways, I was saying, they both got into a rhythm and was able to start sticking Big Baby. Miller slowed down considerably. Looked like he was trying to keep just leaning on Dubois. He kept trying to lean on this man, tire him out or whatever. But I got to give it to Dubois. He He showed he wasn't a quitter. He stood up to the bully that was trying to bully him and made a good account of himself. He was going digging into Jarrell Miller's body, catching him upside the head quite well. Miller wasn't really. He had got to the point where he was so tired. There was no such thing as defense. He was just standing there eating punches. Now, I do have this thing where I say when an athlete has a certain pride about themselves, like never being stopped, never being dropped or something like that, I'm one of the firm believers that, hey, if the man haven't dropped yet, and it didn't look deadly to me. It didn't look like he was just overly dangerous what Big Miller was going through. He was just eating some good shots. I can see him wanting to go ahead and go down on his shield. You know, if this man gonna stop me, let him stop me. I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me with that and say you want to see a man just get beat on. It's a thin line. It's a slippery slope when you really bring it up and talk about it. It's a thin line. It's a thin line on which side you stand on, because you can look at it and say sometimes it's dangerous, and you can say sometimes man just getting a hell of a beating. Jarrell Big Baby Miller came out, like I said, with a pretty fast pace. Du Bois was able to go ahead and weather the storm, came out with a good win. And you can tell that it was a feel-good win for him because he was able to bully the bully. He was able to take what Jarrell Miller brought to him. He ate it, put it on the plate, put some gravy and onions on top of it, ate that stuff up, and went on proceeded to put Big Baby Miller on the back foot. Well, not really. He just put Big Baby Miller. He couldn't do nothing. The man he was just tired. And Daniel took advantage of that. I'm not saying that Big Baby was tired and that's why Daniel took advantage. I'm saying Du Bois was able to stand up to what Big Baby Miller brought to the table. He was able to sit down, eat the 4-course meal, and ask for dessert. That's all I'm saying. He was able to do his thing. And he sent Big Baby Miller home with a loss. It's almost like clockwork. The bully gets beat up, then he comes back, start talking nice, talk about it's all love, you know, this and that. Well, whatever. You got your butt whooped. It ain't a bunch that you can say, especially when you've been doing all that barking and talking out the side of your neck, like you really was gonna come and shake the foundations in boxing and whoop this man. And it didn't happen. So y'all feel free to let me know how you felt about Big Baby Miller and Daniel Du Bois and their fight, and what you thought about how it went down. I can say that from the pictures that I saw that they were showing us of Saudi Arabia and how things is going down, it is a beautiful place. It is. They just spent some money out there, really. Who else do we want to talk about? Demetrius Bivol. He stepped up to the plate, got a chance to go to Saudi Arabia and do his thing, shine in front of some more people, let them get a taste of the man that beat down that beat Canelo. You know, the second man to beat Canelo? Was it? Isn't he the second man to beat Canelo? Yeah, the second man to beat Canelo after Floyd Mayweather. Unless I'm saying that wrong. I don't think nobody else has beat Canelo. Yeah, Demetrius Bivol and Floyd. So yeah, hats off to Demetrius Bivol going out there showing that he's still ready to do his thing. Hopefully he get a chance to unify the belt with Big Beterbiev. When they do fight, if they do fight, you know, I'm thinking it'd be a good clash. But he handled his business as well. I really didn't expect anything less of him to handle his business. Let me go ahead and make a statement with the Jarrell Miller fight and the Daniel Du Bois fight. I did say that I had a believing that Miller could beat Du Bois. I felt like, you know, Miller could pull that off and possibly beat Du Bois. And I'm trying to remember, did I pick Miller to beat Daniel Du Bois? No, I picked Du Bois with I picked him with a split decision, which was a mistake because I really didn't see him stopping Big Baby, man. I didn't see him stopping him. I picked him by decision. I picked him by decision. Came out, you know, be another way. I also picked Bivol to win with a knockout by round 9. He ended up going the distance, if I'm remembering correct. He ended up going the distance. Sanchez got his win, but yeah, man, I thought the boys was gonna go out there and not stink up the place or anything. I just thought Big Baby Miller, which I said he had been out the ring for a minute. Hard for me to put any stock in a dude that's taking PEDs. And some don't believe that they really make a difference. Some do. I'm thinking if it's something that like give you longer stamina or something like that, then that could make a difference and it show a difference, when you cycle off or not. I'm not an expert at it. I'm just saying what I thought. And I think I picked the right person by going with the boys for the win, but no way did I see him stopping Miller. I didn't see that coming. I thought he would go ahead and take him all the way, but I was proud of him to see the way he did attack Miller and the way he was letting his hands go, how he was going to the body, going to the head, using the jab. He still doesn't have great head movement. I don't care what nobody say. That's something that I think he really needs to work on is his head movement if he's going to be a major player in the heavyweight division. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. We also, the Inoue fight tonight. Did he fight today? I don't even know. I'm going to have to get some information on him. But, yeah, the Du Bois fight was pretty good. The Bivol fight was pretty good. I guess I'll unfold on the lackluster performance of Deontay Wilder in his fight against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker went out there and for the most part, it wasn't a beautiful fight. Oh, Inoue won KO 10. I picked Inoue to win. Dang, he was 5 rounds. Hey, Inoue, that's 5 rounds later than what I picked, but I did pick him by knockout. I picked him by round 5. He ended up getting it by round 10. But yeah, let me jump on this Wilder man against Joseph Parker, which Joseph Parker went out there and made a showing of himself. His words rang true. Deontay Wilder's inactivity would cause him a problem, which would be a problem for Wilder, which I have to believe that's exactly played a big part in it. Wilder was not pulling the trigger on the big right hand, the hammer of Thor, Mjolnir, whatever you want to call his right hand, the equalizer, whatever. His timing with it was totally off. The few times that I did see him shoot it, it was over Parker's head because Parker did a good job of leaning under it, ducking under it, whichever way you want to play it. He caught Wilder a few times with overhand with that overhand right. He just leaned down and just bring it over. He caught Wilder a few times with that bag Wilder up against the ropes. I guess the best thing to be said, which Wilder did say, is he didn't let his hands go. And that's not really saying anything big because when you really look at him fight, he don't really let his hands go a lot anyway. But to see the way he fought last weekend, this weekend past, was I guess I would have to say far reminiscent of what we would expect Deontay Wilder to come out and do. Yeah, I expected him to move around, really not throw that many punches. What I did not expect him to do is not pull the trigger at all. And when he did pull the trigger, like I said, he was so off with it and overshot it, or he just was missing. Simple and plain. Because if he had it connected it well, I would be saying that he won. And I'm not saying that at all. The question has arisen: what should be the next step with Deontay Wilder? I can't say he's 38 years old. This is my feelings. You could agree with me or not. I'm just saying the man is 38 years old. I don't know how hungry he is as far as being punched in the face anymore to keep boxing as a prize fighter, multi-millionaire. He said he has invested his money and made good decisions with his money. He started boxing to support his baby girl who has spina bifida. I'm sure everybody remembers the story, heard the story, can relate to the story. Having a sick relative. This is a child of his that is sick. He picked up boxing at a late age, 19, turned pro at 20. He made it to the Olympics. All these things going on. He made a lot of money fighting Tyson Fury, and he became a champion. Held the belt for 5 years. American story, if you ask me. So, is 38 a nice ripe time for this man to step away? Do you believe that Deontay Wilder can find that hunger again that he said that he doesn't have that anymore, that grr? You know what I'm saying? He don't have it. It just didn't look like that hunger in that fight was in him in the fight. And for him to come out and speak about having to get that dog back and stuff like that, I don't know how easy it is to get the dog back once it's gone and you've accumulated spoils from the game like you have. And he has accumulated some spoils. His name has reigned. It might not be the household name that some people would suspect, but his name has rang in plenty of tongues. D-Lo 404 boxing in the house. Salute, bro. What's going on? That's right, that grr. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that grr gone. But you know, as far as I'm hearing rumors talking about he thinking about retiring. In my opinion, what I'm thinking is, hey, if you decide to hang up the gloves, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't say that he left the game too soon. I would say that the man is an overachiever. Still in the words of my brother Trey X, the man is an overachiever. He did something that you wouldn't quite think on a regular scale to be done in boxing, and that's to come in at such a late age and accomplish so much in such little time. Yeah, sure. We didn't get a fight with he and AJ. That didn't work out the way we wanted it to. But hey, sometimes destiny has a different path for things to go. Not saying that we might not get the fight, but am I as starving for the fight as I was, say, a few years ago for Wilder and AJ? No, I'm not. I'm not, because he lost a lot of luster when they both began losing. When AJ lost the first time, that was cool. No big deal. Wilder lost the first time, that was cool. No big deal. They both take a couple of more losses. They're trying to reinvent themselves. AJ is looking for new trainers to help him get his thing together. I guess he's looking for that dog. Wilder switched up with and got with Malik Scott, and he's been riding that same train. Father time is, father time. At some point or another, things slow down. At some point or another, you just can't pull the trigger anymore. Some fighters, it seems to be that way. A power puncher that sits around and plots and waits for that perfect time to come up. I would suspect that they would be the ones who would lose being able to pull the trigger faster than just a regular good boxer, because most of their time is spent plotting and looking, trying to wait for the best shot to come up. And when you get a little older, sometimes, your reflex ain't just as good. You can't pull that trigger. Oh, there go the time, but I missed it. That might be the thing that goes in with it. Not taking away from Joseph Parker, because he went in there and worked his game plan. It seemed he wasn't over aggressive. He didn't push the issue too quick. What's going on, Trey X in the house? How you doing? Sound like, wait, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can now. Salute, what's going down?
Shoot, not too much. Just giving my take on Wilder and Joseph Parker, and if I think that Wilder should keep on going, and I was just giving what I thought Joseph Parker did and how well he did it.
Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back real quick.
Okay, what we stepping back to?
When the fuck we gonna learn? Are we just gonna keep on doing the same stupid shit over and over and over and over and over again? Expect a different result? Are we insane? Is that
we are not?
So we just took a man coming off a 14-month layoff, had 3 fights in 4 years, going against a man that done been around with pedigree, 4.5 on the scale. The motherfucker got a win over Andy Ruiz. He done been out there with all kind of motherfuckers fighting. Anthony Joshua, one of them Fury boys, I can't remember his first name. Dillian White, all kind of motherfuckers, man. And we gave this man no respect. We're gonna sit up here and pick a motherfucker coming off a 14-month layoff over Joseph Parker. Are we fucking dumb? Like they say in New York, are you dumb? Are we dumb? Is that what we are? I want to issue a challenge, man. I'm glad D-Lo in here. I want to issue a challenge to the three of us. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the crap and do what we need to do, man. We got our ass kicked last season in the Channel Ross. Got demolished, picked and polished, doing dumb shit. Refusing to believe our eyes and believe our analysis. What's the purpose of having good analysis if you're going to go against it? Sit up here, say all this shit, and then turn around and pick water. Sitting up there looking dumb, stuck on stupid when he go out there and get beat every round. The man didn't win a round. I mean, we want to look at Wilder. Wilder, he can't fight, man. He flat out can't fight. That's why Tank Davis said that he fight like a time girl. He can't fight.
Like
he
a who?
Huh? He said he looked like a time girl. That's why he fight like a time girl, is what he said.
Wow.
The man can't fight. This shit looks flicked. It looks fucked up. It don't look good. It don't look smooth. He got a big right hand. That done disguised everything, or maybe bailed him out some situation, but he can't fight. That shit don't look coordinated. If you had a son that said, "Hey, Pops, man, I want to get into boxing," I'd have been inspired. And you say, "Well, all right, that's what's up, man. Who you been watching? What style you like?" "I like Deontay Wilder." "What? Hell no, son. You ain't watching no Mayweather or Sugar Ray Leonard or something. You want to fight like Wilder? Fuck no." I mean, the man can't fight, man. You know, I agree with you. He's a success story. Don't get me wrong. He got into boxing to pay medical bills for his daughter with spinal bifida. And I applaud him for that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it comes to us making picks, we got to judge him a little harshly. And he can't fight. The shit ain't fluent. It don't look good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he 38. One thing they say about heavyweights, though, they say they age slower than other weight classes. So really 38 for a heavyweight ain't really that old. Well, it's not as old as it would be in another weight class. You know what I'm saying? So it's a chance. I mean, he needs to get rid of Malik Scott. He done confused the boy. He don't know what the fuck he want to do. What is he in there doing? What's all this moving around shit? What is this? So he gonna wait till he get to this point of his career. All of a sudden, he Willie Pep now. He out there doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. He fleet of foot now. He the wheel of the whips now, huh? Like, man, go out there and catch a motherfucker slipping like you've been doing, and able to do that. To be able to do that, you got to stay in range. You can't be all the way on the outside where you can't capitalize off a man's mistake. That Malik Scott shit dead, man. He looked the best when he was with Mark Breeden. His best performance was his first fight against Bermane Stiverne. We talked about that. He ain't looked that good since, but I'm saying that's his best performance. Since he been with Malik Scott, I don't see nothing that's impressive. What y'all been seeing that's impressive about that shit? The man don't have an identity no more.
Yeah, the Bomb Squad bomber is kind of gone. Oh shoot, am I on? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. The Bomb Squad, you know, the character that the public start falling in love with is kind of missing. And I understand that 38 with the heavyweights, not really that old, but for a guy that plots like that and gives rounds away, wouldn't you think that it would be harder for them to pull the trigger? You know, going out the ring, he had one round in 2 years. I think all that played a part. And you're right. We all did say it was risky. And for some reason, we disrespected. I can only say you're right. We did disrespect Joseph Parker by not saying this man been active. He been fighting. And here it is. We're going to pick a dude that's been out the ring, only been in the ring with one round. And we picked him. Yeah. Forgive me, Joseph Parker, for disrespecting you. Forgive me for disrespecting the pedigree scale. And what's up, Champ Ross, for sliding through the door. Glad to see you in here. And we're going to keep on speaking about it. His best fight, like you said, was against Bermane. What do you call it? Bermane Stiverne? Well, when he fought Stavern, he came out. He was using the jab and everything like that. Then we just missed the jab, and he just fell in love with throwing that haymaker of a punch. Went through his little issue with Mark Breland putting spike in his water and everything, and all that stuff that went on, and here we are today. At first I thought Malik Scott might have been a good fit for him. You know, Malik came in, he was talking that good talk, and I took the first whooping that he took with Tyson Fury with Malik. I took that as another learning block and everything. But now looking at this fight, I didn't see any of the stuff that I seen them so-called practicing on. I didn't. It's almost as if, hey, when the camera's here, we're gonna do this so the people could feel like you're doing something. But none of that stuff is translating into the ring. None of it. He walked around in circles that fight, called out his jab a couple of times, and Joseph Parker ended up catching him a few times with the overhand going to his body. Joseph Parker was able to pick him apart, really. And if Joseph hadn't been so worried about the right hand and trying to dodge it, if he had really pushed on the gas, he could have put Wilder down. You know, that's my assessment of it. So, you know, D'Lo said that the brother that Parker was in was Huey Fury was the other guy. So yeah, making picks like this damn sure hurt us, and we consistently do this. You're right, D'Lo. We did consistently do it this year. I mean, this season we did ride a lot. He did box his ears off in the first fight, but becoming a multimillionaire, and that being when he's when did he become champ? In his 30s? But yeah, you know, I can see not going from delivering beer to everything now. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe he can go ahead and call it a day. I don't see him reclimbing the mountaintop and getting back up there, getting the belt and being up there with the big boys anymore. If he keep fighting, it's just gonna be a novelty thing. Can we go see if Deontay Wilder gonna get his knockout or not? I don't see him really being in that important conversation of being at the top of the pile anymore. So big kudos to Joseph Parker for doing what he did and handling this business and sticking to the game plan, knowing that his Deontay Wilder's inactivity would play against him, in which case it did. And now we got people coming up with the, you know, they're going to make their memes. They're going to have their conversations about what Wilder should do and what he shouldn't do. I'm going to take him at face value, like he said out of his own mouth, not making an excuse. He just said what it was. I couldn't pull the trigger. I can't even fault him on that. He couldn't pull the trigger. The only person I can fault for going with him to win is me, knowing all the recipes that we had going on here.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. I thought you went to go do something, and then you just came back. You blinked out and then blinked back in.
I'm sitting over here talking like a motherfucker.
You was, man, I thought you had stopped talking and gave the flow up.
What's the last thing you heard me say?
The last thing was we impressed with what Malik Scott was doing. Yeah, that was the last thing.
I don't know what the fuck went on. I'm sitting over here cooking like a motherfucker. That shit got me. I'm over here hot as fish grease. I'm just tired of being dumb, man. Like, shit, the fucking writing is on the wall. What's the purpose of having analysis if we not gonna listen to it? Sit up here and break down these fights and then go do some stupid shit. Like, that shit it's ridiculous, man. We need to get our shit together around here. We ain't representing ourselves the way we're supposed to be representing ourselves. It's not okay to get your ass whooped on the channel Ross and you got a channel. It's just what that is. Subscribers shouldn't be dragging us in the river like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what all y'all heard. I ain't about to say all this shit all over again.
Yeah, we followed you all the way up to, you know, his best performance was with Mark Breland when he beat Berman Stavern the first fight. you said that he need to move on from Malik Scott because nothing that Malik Scott is doing, none of that shit showing up.
Yeah, he got this motherfucker out here moving around like he Willie Pep or some shit, man. Like he goddamn Willie the Wisp. That shit was embarrassing, man.
Just
It
moving
really
around
was.
in circles and died, you know, moving his head left and right every once in a while, pouring his hand out. I'm like, I didn't expect that. You know, I ain't gonna lie, that was not a performance that I expected him to do. But at the same time, I was like, you know, maybe he looking for that one shot that we used to him doing. But all in all, that's where the disrespect came from because I think it became so easy to say he could throw one shot and end everything. And I think we gave him too much credit for that one shot that hadn't been thrown.
Yeah, man, motherfuckers start acting like that. It remind me of Jared Hurd when he wanted to start boxing on the outside all of a sudden. Shit, they probably need to start thinking about retirement when they start having that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit there frustrating. That shit just made me mad because I just did all that talking. And I'm sitting over here, I ain't even being heard in this bitch. I don't even know what happened because I ain't hit no button or nothing.
Yeah, it just paused you out like you was talking and then you stopped. So I started talking and then I seen you blink off the screen. And I didn't want to say nothing, so I just kept talking. I was like, maybe he went to go do something. And then you just popped back on. And then you said, can you hear me? And I'm like, I can hear you now.
Yeah, that shit weird in the motherfucker, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. If I ain't said it already. See Chan Ross in there.
Yeah, he said, for Wilder, a sports analogy, he reminds me of like a baseball player that can jump out the gym but can't dribble worth a damn with no court IQ. A basketball player. I said baseball like a mug. You know what? That's a hell of an analogy, Champ Ross. A guy that can jump and dunk. He can dunk. You know what I'm saying? He a hell of a dunker. He can jump out the gym, but he can only dunk on you if y'all like running a fast play and he running on the outside and you hit him and he only got to dribble like twice and then he can take his 2 steps and take off. He unstoppable like that. But if he got to dribble to make his own shot or anything like that, he gonna fumble the ball he gonna miss dribble it off his foot, turn it over, something like that. Great analogy, Champ Ross, to put it in a term that I believe everybody can understand. Because we have seen guys like that can play, that can dunk, but once you put them in a position where they have to get their own shot or make a play where they can pass it to the next man that's open, they 9 times out of 10 mess the play up. Andrew Charles new in the house. Salute, he's saying. Salute to you, brother. Was glad to have you in. Y'all hit the thumb button on the way in. D-Lo say when Wilder started saying that I only got to be perfect for 1 second talk, I got he said you got rough with it for him. That's what I mean when he fell in love with being able to knock people out, and it had happened so regularly, so many times, so I can see how it could like sway us a little bit to pick him in a situation that we shouldn't pick him in because we see him in situations that we like, okay, he gonna lose this fight. Then bam, all of a sudden he done won. So I can see how they could kind of pick with our brains a little bit when it comes down to making a decision that we know better, but we still say, it's this chance that he gonna do this and pull it off. He didn't. And Malik Scott got him practicing stuff like honestly, to me, he got me practicing stuff like a smaller fighter. One of the dudes that got speed and put combinations together, because when we see them practice, it looked like that's what they practicing. But at the same time, like I said, it almost feels like now, hey, we know we're going to have an interview. We know the camera's going to be around, so we're going to work on this. Once the cameras leave, we're going to stop and start doing some other crap. I don't know what the hell going on.
Big E, salute to you, OG.
Oh, big bro in the house?
Yeah.
I'm way down. I ain't seen none of that. But what's up, big bro? What's going on?
He tied for first. He tied for first in the decision category.
Yeah, he was telling me. I spoke to him earlier on the phone, and he was telling me that. I was like, "Oh, bro, that's great. Congratulations, happy for him."
I asked the guy, did he have PayPal earlier? He didn't even respond.
I don't know if he got PayPal. I think he got Cash App. He got one of them, but he was asking me how they would get in touch with him. I was like, shoot, they're gonna give it to get it to you through one of those. I think he probably missed you asking him that.
If he got Cash App, that ain't gonna work. He'll have to get it through me. He need PayPal. But shit, I done got other people their money when Joseph Brown won his money.
I'm pretty sure that y'all will be able to come up with something because, like I said, I don't know if he got PayPal or not, but I'm pretty sure he trusts you enough.
I got PayPal. If he don't want to, that's on him. It's fine. I mean, it ain't no big deal. It's fucking $40. It ain't like it's 4,000 that he got to trust me with or some shit. I mean, I done got other people their money. Like when I was trying to say, Joseph Brown won some money. He didn't have PayPal. He got his money through me. I ain't no fucking thief. So that's what I'm saying. If he got PayPal, he can get it straight from Champ Ross. If not, he got the option to get it through me. If he don't want to do that, he can holler at Champ Ross and they can put their heads together and figure it out like that.
Right. Here go a good point. Champ Ross says, well, the Saudis look like they may be trying to do some sort of round robin with the heavyweights. They got locked in. So Wilder could make it back. I did hear, I don't know. I can't confirm that it is true or not, but I did hear one of these guys. I don't know if it came out of Eddie Hearn's mouth. It came out of somebody's mouth that said that Wilder and Joshua had signed to fight. I don't know how true this is, but it all depended on both of them winning. And honestly, it looked like the Saudis are trying to make a play on boxing all the way around. It looked like they're trying to set it up where they get the mega events and stuff like that over there in Saudi Arabia. So I can see, I don't know how long they're going to be willing to spend that kind of money, but I know their pockets deep and the money that they're paying out for these fighters is not really hurting them like that. But I can kind of guess that if they become full players in the game, we'll start seeing some fights that we kind of hunger for because we got people that'll pay for them, that can pay for them. It just depends on how much this prince continues to dive into boxing.
Yeah, they treating this boxing like the Romans treated the Colosseum. That shit like a distraction from what's really going on. They got some fucked up shit going on in their country, so they trying to use the sports to make them look better. They don't give a fuck about no pay-per-view buys and all that kind of shit. That's what makes me think they great for boxing.
Yeah, because they putting it out in more eyes than just a little bit. So I'm kind of excited to see what direction they take it in if they stay main players in it and stay focused up on it. Because I think they can pull some pretty good names and some fights that could make the boxing world clamor a little bit.
Yeah, I'm saying they don't. The motives for making fights are a lot better than the motives for making fights with promotional companies, like that we're used to. These motherfuckers making decisions based on financial shit. Period. Over there, they don't give a fuck about the money like that. So when they making these fights, they motivation ain't let's put on the most lucrative fight for our pockets and shit. Regardless if it's the best fight or whatever, just the most lucrative fight. Them motherfuckers putting on good fights. Yeah, they already talking about better be even Bivol and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I say they might be the best thing to happen to boxing for a long time.
Yeah, it's a great injection, especially since boxing has been going through the little turmoil that it's been going through the last few years. And it's all this arguing and sides of the streets and crap like that. It is good that somebody got the money to make everybody, hey, this is enough to make y'all shut up, come together, now come fight. We don't care about all that other stuff. We don't even want to hear about it. Get your ass, your gloves, your boots, whatever you need to have, and come on, let's get it going.
And really, and if you look at the history of boxing, whenever you had the shady motherfuckers running the game, that's when we got the best fights. Shit, people talk down on the mafia running the game. Nigga, they were having great fights when the mafia was running that shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's get some of them shady characters out there in the game again. Them Saudis, man. You know they're a little questionable. Get them shady motherfuckers out there and they gonna make these fights, man. So I'm with it.
So far, so good.
Shit, Don King and all the motherfuckers too. They say Don King was a bad guy. Shit, Don King made great fights.
Yeah,
Hey, you talking about?
He was part of the Rumble in the Jungle. What was the other one? What was the other fight that he named with Joe Frazier and Ali?
Are you talking about the Thriller in Manila?
Yeah, he the Thriller in Manila.
Yep,
The Rumble in the Jungle and the Thriller in Manila. Don King was part. Don King actually has been part of damn near every fight in the 80s that I put my eyes on. Don King was somewhere part of it. With his hair standing up talking about that's his crown.
Yeah.
Champ Ross said he's gonna add the scores up tomorrow. U17 for KO hits. He talking about Big E, I think. Okay, I read his Saudi comment. Joseph Brown in the house. What's up, JB? He said salute MZ.
All rise for the honorable Judge Joe Brown. What's up, bro? Salute.
Okay. D-Lo, since you said you think I beat you, go ahead and let me know what the score was.
I'm ready for this season to be over with. Next season start on the 13th, Champ Ross said. So they give us a little bit of downtime, rest up a little bit so we can come back with something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's come back and get that shit in blood next season, man. Quit playing with these motherfuckers. Square business. All this being in the 20s and in the teens and fuck all that, man. We know too much about boxing to be getting our ass drugged in the river like that. That don't make sense. So let's go on out here and show these folks what we made of, man.
I feel you. Big bro say, my bad, little bro. I have cash out. He trusts you. All right. Ross said, I only got PayPal. Everybody out. He said, everyone gets paid solid. You know, ain't no doubt on that. Appreciate it, Champ Ross. He said, true that, Trey X. Always on time with it. Talking about the money. That's Joseph Brown giving you props on that. And D-Lo, he said, yep, I don't care about losing the money. High level sleight of hand. Okay. AJ versus Wilder is still a cool distraction. I don't know. Because right now, me looking at the way Wilder fighting, AJ stand a hell of a lot better chance than what I would give him when we first started talking about the fight.
I mean, it's just so hard to put down a good, concise analysis if we judging based off a man coming off a 14-month layoff. We supposed to been smart enough to see that going in. A man ain't fought in 14 months, 3 fights in 4 years. And then he go in the fight and he lose, and we all shocked. That done shook up the world. We all surprised. Even though this very live stream right here, that's why I'm here today, I said I would not be surprised if I come in here next week talking about, man, I knew I shouldn't have took that motherfucker. And that's exactly what happened. Like, when we gonna learn? Like, I'm so frustrated right now, man. I can't even explain to you how frustrated I am, bro. Like, we know better than this. And like, I have it in my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think Parker got action, but then when I get to talking, and I kind of got a fear of looking stupid, so like I kind of let my judgment get clouded by what other people saying. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that, man. I'm about to stand tall on what I believe in with boxing. A man coming off a 14-month layoff is not where you want to go, especially if you got an opponent that can capitalize. Sometimes a guy might come off a layoff and he fighting somebody trash. If he fighting Rod Soka, okay, I don't expect you to pick no Rod Soka. But come on, man, this is Joseph Parker, man. Parker have been around putting good work in. And this is another thing. When they was talking about Wilder fighting Andy Ruiz, I said I got Ruiz all day. I felt comfortable saying that, he an Olympian and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Joseph Parker got a majority decision victory over Ruiz.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm not going to give him no respect coming into the fight, but I'll give Ruiz some respect, the man that he beat. How stupid is that? Like, come on, man. tighten up around this motherfucker.
I
Gil
feel you.
Cole's in the building. Salute to you, bro.
What's up, Gil Cole?
I listened to a fight card earlier that we did, Wilder versus Fury 2. That shit was almost 4 years ago. Gil Cole's and Eric R was in that motherfucker. I didn't even know they'd been subscribed to our channel that long. That shit surprised me when I saw that.
Hey, you'd be surprised. Those names been around for a minute. It seemed like I remember when I first started coming over there. I just seemed like I always remember them being there.
Yeah, I was listening to some old fight calls earlier. Some of my favorite ones. One of the ones that was my favorites when Tevin Farmer fought James Tennyson. That was a long time ago. The only person that fucked with us today that was in there was Derek Bailey and D-Lo. Everybody else was niggas that we don't fuck with today, and what none of y'all niggas off in there because it was just so long ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that shit tripped me out though. Salute to all the motherfuckers that's been fucking with us for the long haul all day.
D-Lo said I wasn't surprised, just mad at myself. That's the way I was, because it's been a few fights I can go ahead and speak on. I'm like, I knew the guy that was coming in because he had just won a certain way. He had the injury behind him, and I changed my pick on him by saying, well, I think he's gonna win like this, knowing that he coming in fresh off knocking somebody out. You know, I did Pitbull Cruz like that when he fought what's the dude name? Everybody said it was tough, messed up his Achilles supposedly against Tank, and they was getting on him for
Gamboa.
Yeah. I knew Gamboa was like behind the 8 ball. And instead of me giving Pitbull Cruz the younger man respect and seeing the way he had been fighting and everything he throwing is like a haymaker, that he was gonna stop Gamboa. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Gamboa the craftiness and ride with him like that, knowing I should have picked him to lose by a knockout.
Yeah, that was a clear cut out with the old in with the new situation all day.
But I was being hard headed. But yeah, you're right. It's a lot of times that I let myself be swayed a little bit. Maybe it was a little biased toward the fighter that I picked, biased for the fighter that I picked, and ended up putting myself out there where I have to come back, like you said, and say, God damn, what made you pick that when you knew better?
Now, I'm going to tell you something else we do, because D-Lo said something about this shit. He said that he felt like Joseph Parker was one of the nicest guys in the sport. I picked against Dubois because I felt Dubois was soft. And I thought he might get bullied by Anderson. We ain't no motherfucking psychologists. How the fuck we gonna say if a man is the nicest guy, he too nice to win or he too soft to win? Man, just go based on the skills and pedigree, man. That's what it's all about, skills and pedigree. Let's leave all that other shit at the motherfucking door. Because that shit led us to some crow, right? Let's leave that shit alone. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of goddamn crow. And I even questioned the fact, because, you know, I brought up the fact, I was like, Big Baby coming off of the Peds, you know, is that going to affect him? We was bringing up valid points. So how we end up going from bringing up valid points to writing down the wrong answer on the test, I have no idea. Straight brain for it.
Yeah, it's some stubbornness too. You know what I'm saying? We just refuse to believe what we seeing. Like, we done seen it time and time again. Like, when are we gonna give it some validity? Like I said, if they coming off a long layoff and they going against somebody that's capable, we need to start fading these dudes. Hell, I picked Cool Boy Steph over Anui coming off a 13-month layoff. I picked Earl Spence over Crawford coming off a 17-month layoff.
I was right there with you.
Like, come on, man. Like, we just gonna keep on doing that shit, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, let's cut the crap and let's do what we need to do, man.
Well, I can say we have learned the lesson. We don't go with nobody to say they doing it for the culture. We start running right away.
Well, let's put this on the list too. If you're coming off a layoff and you're going against a capable opponent, automatic fade. Let's stop picking these dudes. Automatic fade. I wouldn't give a damn if they are 13-1 favorite, nigga. Automatic fade. You
Not
need to be,
13 to 1.
especially if your opponent is capable and he been active his own self.
Oh, now if he been active for sure, you must go. You must go with the active fighter. Because we don't have those Supermans running around. Champ Ross say we need, he said, we need to break clear that mindset a little bit. And coming down, salute. I wasn't surprised. Okay, I saw that already. He said when I saw the crown, I said the Discord. Wait, what? When I saw the crown in the Discord, I said I want to change my pick. I'm not gonna say that any of that stuff swayed me. Like I said, I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I gave the right hand more credit than it deserved. I gave Wilder more credit than he deserved. No, he can't fight. You know, I'm a fan of the guy. He is not a good boxer. He's not. But he got blessed to be able to knock people out and knock them off their equilibrium long enough for the referee to stop the fight when they weren't knocked out. He's been blessed to pretty much drop every dude that he's ever fought, except for Joseph Parker.
I say this too.
Uh-huh.
We don't like to listen to fighters a lot, but when they try to sell us on what they gonna do, let's start paying attention to that. That man tried to sell us a form that he was gonna go out there and stop Parker. All I do is knock motherfuckers out, and he better hope he don't feel this right hand and all of this shit. He really tried to sell us on that shit, man. Same thing with that other guy, that Makhmudov, when he fought against Edgy Kabayel. He over there trying to intimidate this man all week. I'm talking about all in his face, snarling and growling and all this mean shit. And went out there and got his ass took to school, fucking around with Kabayel. Boxed his ass up. I'm talking about he came out. I knew. I'm gonna tell you when I knew he was in trouble. The very beginning of the first round, Kabayel was right-handed, and he came out moving to his right, away from his jab hand, away from the power hand of Makhmudov. He was too motherfucking smart for the dude, too fast, too precise, too skilled, and he went out there and whooped the shit out the bully that had been trying to sell us on his power and his knockout this and aggression and being a bully and intimidation. He tried to sell us on that shit all week, just like Wilder did. And both of them went out there and got their ass whooped.
Big Bro say, D-Lo say, Dr. Sleep became Dr. Love. Big Bro say, I keep telling you he a sucker. He talking to me on that. You right, bro, you have. He said, yeah, but y'all knew Spence was getting lined up and just stuck with your pick. Okay, I ain't gonna touch that right now. I'm gonna let that go ahead and slide.
I mean,
Joseph Brown
it's still a layoff fight. See,
Yeah.
like people like to take away the layoff because you don't want to make no excuses. I'm gonna say what it is. That fight could have looked different if Earl wasn't coming off a 17-month layoff. If he was an active fighter, that fight could have been different. I'm not saying that it would have been different, but it could have been different. That's why layoffs have an impact. If we're not gonna say that the fight could have been different, well, let's not talk about layoffs no more. Let's keep picking motherfuckers coming off these long layoffs and getting their ass whooped. D-Lo did pick Crawford to beat Spence, but he also picked Cool Boy Steph to beat Anui off a 13-month layoff, just like I did. So let's not talk about layoffs no more. Let's keep on picking them and looking dumb, having everybody thinking the Block fam trash and weak because they stomping us on the damn Champ Ross. Let's keep on doing it then.
Whew, getting hot in here. D-Lo say Wilder versus Parker was the battle of nice guys. Wilder was still talking about how nice Parker is even after he whooped his ass. Well, I don't keep going to the point that the dude, 38 years old, multi-millionaire, don't have to worry about delivering beers no more. His little girl is covered as far as whatever medical she needs. His other kids are good. I'm thinking at 38 years old, and let's be real, I'm sure this guy wasn't just laying in his bed saying one day I'm going to be rich through boxing. No, that was not the thing. 9 times out of 10, this man was waking up every day trying to make it to his 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever kind of hours he had to work to make it work, living whatever he was living in, and he ended up getting blessed in the situation. I don't want to see him keep getting in the ring and start like being a novelty act. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I would be just as comfortable with Deontay Wilder saying, you know what, everybody, it's time for me to hang up the gloves. I wouldn't shoot him no ill will. I wouldn't make fun of him or nothing, because the man has accomplished something that we always talk about. He accomplished the American dream. He went through the turmoils of people talking bad about him, people talking good about him. At one point, America loved him. At one point, they hated him. But he ended up getting the bag in the end. And that's the American dream. So if he goes on and rides off in the sunset, more power to him. But as of right now, unless he had 2 or 3 more fights, I still can't pick him to beat nobody.
Yeah, man, it really got you looking at his whole career. I mean, if it wasn't for the Ortiz fights, that resume would be weak as well, water, boy. I ain't lying. But like you said, he didn't set out to be this great fighter. He actually set out to be a journeyman. That was his goal, to be a journeyman, just make enough money for his daughter's medical bills.
Right. A sparring partner.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But, that's the money aspect of the sport. There is a legacy aspect of the sport. Maybe he didn't care about his legacy in the beginning, but he might have grown to care about his legacy as he was putting shit together, because he was a long reigning heavyweight champion and all that kind of stuff. He just wasn't beating a lot of real good guys. I mean, he was beating some okay guys, you know what I'm saying? But not no real good guys except for Luis Ortiz. That's the only one.
Luis Ortiz, I would say, strengthened his resume a lot. It strengthened it to the point where we were like, hey, Luis Ortiz is a beast. And up until Wilder fought him, people weren't trying to fight him.
Yep.
I can honestly say, in my opinion, other fighters made Luis Ortiz a boogeyman, in which case Wilder got a chance to fight him, which gave Wilder that, hey, I went and fought the hardest man in the division, because, dare I say, people really weren't giving AJ the respect of a champion like you would think one should. So with all that stuff swirling around and all that turmoil, it shined a light for Wilder as far as, back-to-back Ortiz too. You know what I'm saying? He stopped Ortiz twice. So that really kind of like solidified him with that. But the rest of the guys, Molina,
Hoppers.
Right. The Hoppers, the guy that Spilka.
Yeah, Arthur Spilka. That's what I was trying to think of.
You know what I'm saying? All those guys weren't names that you could ring name off, and they would ring bells, and you'd be like, "Ooh, that was a good stop." Or, "Ooh," the only one that you could be like, "Ooh, that was a good stop," is Luis Ortiz. All the other ones were good stops because they look good when they happen, but the person that they happen to, kind of takes some luster from it. We're not gonna look on his resume and say he got some hella scalps hanging up there. We're not going to look at that. We're not going to say that about Wilder.
D'Lo say he like Areola and Stavern. Stavern looked a lot better because of what he did to Areola. Stavern ain't had no deep amateur background or nothing like that. Areola had a background, but by the time he got to Wilder, he was old. Wasn't he like 37 or something by the time he fought Wilder?
Areola, the guy that swole his eye real bad, right?
Nah, he beat the brakes off Areola. Hoppers is the one that swole his eye up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Areola's the Spanish-looking dude with the wide nose.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so I can't give him a whole bunch of credit on that. I mean, his resume pretty weak, except for Luis Ortiz. And then the other big fight that Ortiz got into besides Wilder was against Ruiz, and he went out there and lost to Ruiz by decision.
Right.
So I can't even say that win aged well, because it didn't. And the people got speculation that Ortiz was an old man by the time he fought Wilder. So if it's like, when it comes to capable fighters that's within a respectable age group, I don't think he got no win like that.
No, he only got wins against, dare I say, whoever was leading his career. They did a hell of a job to get him from point A to point B. They did a hell of a job.
Napoleon in the building. Salute, bro. What's going down?
Salute Armstrong. My boy D-Lo 404 said the first time I heard Trez call the fight was Charlo versus Adam in 2019. For real?
Who?
When Charlo fought Adams.
Oh, Brandon Adams.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. I don't remember that shit. That was a long time ago.
It was a minute ago. I remember I got hip to Brandon Adams from watching that boxing thing, and I was like, "Oh, he got this fight because the grand prize was to fight for a world championship," and I was trying to figure out who he was gonna fight, and it ended up being Charlo.
D-Lo said he didn't say that shit.
He didn't say what?
He said I didn't say that.
Who name is that I'm seeing? Oh, my bad. That's Gil Coles. I was looking at Debo. D-Lo over Gil Coles. My bad, bro. You right. You didn't say that. The boys thought he was soft too. He said he proved to himself otherwise. Yeah, Big Baby Miller was going real hard on him. I can't say that I thought the boys was soft. What did I say? I said I thought that Big Baby Miller was going to be able to bully him. I thought he was going to try to bully him, push him back, try to overwhelm him with a lot of punches and stuff like that. And he started off trying to do that, but the boys was able, he looked like a different dude. He looked like, you got me fucked up. You talked all that shit. You're going to have to prove it tonight. That's the Du Bois that I saw go in the ring and fight against Big Baby. And as the fight started going on, it looked like his confidence grew tremendously because he started putting some combinations on Baby. A couple of times I actually thought he was going to put his big ass down.
That fight reminded me of this fight between this guy named Lennox Clark and a guy named Mark Heffron. They from the UK. Lennox Clark had went out there and got an upset victory over Willie Hutchinson. He a 5 on the scale, won gold at the AIBA World Championships, and he beat him for a minor belt, like a international belt or some kind of belt. And Lennox Clark is like a real crude type of fighter, like a Big Baby. You know what I'm saying? But since he got the win over Willie Hutchinson, that made me think that, maybe I should elevate this guy. He went against Mark Heffron, and Mark Heffron got an amateur background. You know what I'm saying? He fighting for national championships in the United States and all this shit. They got Lennox Clark as the favorite. He a 3-1 favorite opening because of what he did to Hutchinson. But he was coming off a layoff too, so the activity wasn't there. Heffron went out there and stopped the motherfucking 6 rounds. Got me sitting up there looking dumb because I done picked Lennox Clark. It's the same thing. You got this motherfucker Big Baby, a crew type of fighter, no amateur background, come from kickboxing, going against somebody, Daniel Dubois, 69-6, over there winning national championships in the UK and all this kind of shit. And he went out there and stopped the motherfucker. Like, it's the same type of situation. And look, I got them both wrong. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
Just had a bad day. Maybe you was a little clogged up, catching the cold or something, and you wasn't picking right.
No, it's just being dumb. It's just time to smarten up, man. That's all it is.
D-Lo say, man, I always pick Gamboa until after the Tank loss. I feel you. I should have picked Pitbull to knock him out, though. I should have picked him to stop him, and I didn't. And I knew that he could stop him because the way he fight. And he, like what you say, a capable fighter. He was capable.
You got an amateur background, too. People don't think about that shit with Pitbull. Pitbull was 73-15 and was fighting to go to the Olympics in Mexico. He ain't just no fucking cab driver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his style for his body type. And It works for him. And like I said, he got an amateur background, so you can't just sleep on Pitbull. He gonna go out there and fight like a motherfucker.
I just gave Gamboa I don't know why I didn't give him the knockout that he would stop Gamboa, but I knew he should. I knew he could, and didn't pick it right. That was just stupid on my half. Wilder should have been fighting someone like Negron. Who is that?
I think Carlos Negron or something like that.
No, he needs to be fighting, what we would consider the best fighter he could fight.
Coming off a layoff.
Oh, coming off coming off the layoff. I feel you.
Yeah,
I see what he's saying.
You need a light touch coming off a tune-up. Get your confidence up. Knock the ring rust off, and let's be at your best. I've been watching a whole bunch of documentaries and stuff, man. I just watched one about Big Bill Tate not that long ago. I said I was gonna change up because like we've been watching one fight per week. I said, fuck it, let's watch one documentary per week because they're a little bit more interesting, and plus you get a chance to get some knowledge about different fights at one sitting. So I watched the Big Bill Tate documentary. Whenever that motherfucker was coming off a loss or something, or coming off a layoff, his coach got him in there for some tune-up fights and got him in there for some confidence builders. Another trainer that was big on this shit was Customato. Customato was doing this shit with Jose Torres, and it was another fighter that I was watching that was with Customato. They said that they blamed him for moving fighters too slowly. What's the motherfucker that hit Ingemar Johansson with the kangaroo punch, man? Floyd Patterson. They said that they accused Customato for moving fighters too slowly, but he wanted to make sure that they was ready. He ain't the type of person that's gonna get you in there off a layoff or no kind of shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's important, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I kind of miss, reading fast. Joseph Brown said the man has never not made an excuse for losing. It makes me lose respect for him more and more. Wilder made an excuse this time. I think the only thing I actually heard him say this time in the loss was he just didn't let his hands go.
Yeah, they talking about he was in the cryogenic chamber too long or something like that. You know that cold shit.
Who said that?
Shit, one of them sports writers had said something about that somebody said on Boxing Scene that I saw.
I think I saw they said Shelly Finkel said it.
Okay.
Which reminded me when we was talking about not seeing anybody associated with Wilder or anything like that when they was putting the fight together. I forgot about Shelly Finkel is Wilder's manager.
Yeah.
And he really wasn't he really wasn't a PBC fighter. Shelly Finkel just moved him in a certain way. He started off with that other dude that they said tried to make a Tom Brown. Is that the guy's name?
I know he be putting fights together with the PBC.
Yeah. He was the one that was trying to move Wilder earlier to the zone. Earlier in the years of his career. But anyway, Wilder gonna have to make a decision. He can't be Dr. Love, as D-Lo called him. I think that was D-Lo to say he was trying to be turning into Dr. Love. I didn't say that. I see. Salute. Oh, Napoleon. I spoke to him, I think.
Yeah, we said it was so too when he first came in.
Okay. D-Lo say Miller's bravado got him stopped. You think so? He did all that talking and he dug at Daniel the same way. And it's surprising. Honestly, Daniel Dubois had that I'm gonna whoop his ass kind of attitude the way AJ had when they were supposed to fight. He had got up under AJ skin the same way. And I can honestly say in that fight, I think if AJ had to face Miller, I think he would have beat Miller.
Man, when I saw that fight, I wouldn't think a bravado was what got the man beat. How about him being the heaviest of his career?
330?
How about the motherfucker coming off not that much activity? Like he done had one fight coming off his suspension. How long was he suspended for?
Yeah, he was suspended so long I thought he was retired.
And he only had one fight after that. Then he go off in there with somebody that's been fighting pretty consistently in Daniel Dubois. As a matter of fact, his last fight was at the highest level against Usyk. I think that's what got the man beat. And he got a kickboxing background, going against a man that was 69-6. He's supposed to get his ass whooped. I don't think the bravado did it. I think it's who he is as a fighter and the situation that he was in, the circumstances, the variables. I think that's what got him whooped.
Okay. But it do sound good to say that he talked all that shit, and the boy came out there and whooped him like that. That do make a good cover.
He said Miller had 3 fights. Let me see.
Really?
Yeah, because I damn sure don't remember seeing all that.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw his name on this card.
They made that card on short notice too. Like they said, they only had like 5 weeks to train. So if he was already big and on the couch and shit, that couldn't have helped him.
No, not coming in the ring at 330. He was 100 pounds. He weighed 100 pounds more than Dubois when they had said they weights. Joseph Brown said that.
Okay, but hold on. He said he had 3 fights. Okay, he did have 3 fights. So basically, going into this fight, he had 3 fights since 2018. He had 2 fights in 2022. One was in June, the other one was in July. And then he came back the next year. What was this? Now 8 months later, and fought Lucas Brown. Like, nah, that ain't worth a fuck. He got some rounds in with somebody that's 11-7. Then he got a stoppage over a man that was 8-9. Then he got a stoppage over Lucas Brown. And then he fought Daniel Dubois. That still ain't activity that's worth a fuck, man. You got 3 fights under your belt since 2018. And it ain't like you fight against high-level competition, except for Lucas Brown, if that's what you want to call him. Like, nah, I still think that's a bad situation to be in.
Yeah, you can't be. You talk about some easy touches or something ain't gonna bring you no drama. So nah, I wouldn't count those either. Joseph Brown said that pressure style doesn't work when your stamina is garbage, like Big Baby's gas tank was Saturday night. That's what I'm saying. He started off fast and furious. The boy was able to handle his business and eat everything that he brought to the table. Then he started picking his big ass apart. And he just got slow and slow-footed. D-Lo in the house, what's going on, bro? And he started eating punches. Lefts and rights, to the body, to the head. The boy looked like his confidence kicked in and he started making it happen. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'm looking at the weight too, because before his suspension, he was in the 3 teens. A little before that, he was in the 280s and the 290s. Now he in the 330s.
Right.
Yeah, that's a man that's past it, man.
He
35 already too.
Dang. He might as well go ahead and just lose weight. Box to lose weight.
Yeah, his suspension was the end of his career.
They let him make a little change because he ain't finna do no damage right now to nobody or nothing.
You can't even call him a gatekeeper or nothing, man. He just out of there. That's why they was giving him his eulogy after he lost on the card.
What did you say? Giving him his eulogy?
Yeah. The Big Baby loses, this fight is over for him and all this kind of shit. That's what they were saying when the fight was going on. If he loses this fight, it's over with for Big Baby.
I did not hear that. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that how disheartening can that be? While you sitting there, I'm on TV trying to do my thing, and people are talking about me and talking about shit. He don't pull this off, he might as well go home. But they was also kind of talking like that about Wilder, weren't they? Him and AJ absolutely need this win. I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
AJ actually looked like he had confidence in this fight against Valiant.
Yeah, because it's so much familiarity. That's why I was so confident in picking him. Number 1, he beat him in the amateurs, and then number 2, they done a bunch of sparring and shit. So he know this guy. He know he can beat him. He know the man limitations. He know he ain't got no power. He can't hurt him. That's why I was so gung-ho on the shit. I took him by decision, even though he got the stoppage. He even bet on it. But that's because Wild Linden showed me toughness in the past. He went the distance against Tyson Fury and shit like that. As a matter of fact, fairly recently, he went out there and put them hands and got a split decision over this motherfucker that moved up from cruiserweight. What the fuck is his name? I can't think of the dude's name, man. He
Glasgow.
What's his name?
Glasgow or something like that.
One of them motherfuckers, yeah, he went out there and got that split decision. So I know he ain't no punk. He might have actually went the distance if he didn't get his nose broke. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that familiarity. As a matter of fact, Sergio Mora says familiarity breeds knockouts. I never thought about that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But he might be right. What's up, D-Lo?
What's up? Nah, I just wanted to clear up what I was saying. When I said his bravado got him stopped, not the reason he lost. I was talking about late in the 10th, how he started trying to prove he can't get knocked out. Instead of trying to fight to make it to the final bell, he basically just tried to like show that he can't get knocked out and got knocked out. I was glad to see that shit.
Oh yeah. Because he got knocked out with what, 6 seconds on the clock or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. The ref said he seen enough of that shit. He didn't care how many seconds were left.
I don't think he was tripping though. All this stuff. He glanced at the referee a few times, like, you see this, ref? Shit, this motherfucker going hard now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he was tripping about that motherfucking stop it. He tried to make it seem like he was talking about, I ain't quit like no bitch. You didn't quit physically, but you quit with your eyes, nigga. If I'm the referee, what you looking at me for?
And then, you was talking about that usually, right? I think it was Chris. What's his name?
Eubank?
No. The former 140 champion.
The 140
that does the broadcast with the zone.
Oh, Chris Algieri?
Yeah, Chris Algieri, I think was talking shit, talking about he deserved to get whooped. Talking about it was him or somebody was saying something about he was a drug cheat and this, that, and the other, and like, yeah, he just got knocked out like he deserved. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That was the bully beatdown, man. I mean, that whole Makhmudov thought he could bully Kabayel, got whooped, got stopped. Now body shots were pretty on his ass, wasn't it, man? He was folding his ass up like a lawn chair out there with them body shots. Broke his Goliath looking ass down. So the bully got his ass whooped. Then you got this motherfucker, Big Baby Miller. Been bullying folks, bullying Joshua, trying to bully Dubois. He went out there and got his ass whooped. Then Deontay Wilder coming there trying to intimidate Joseph Parker, talking about how he better bring his pillow because he going to sleep and all this old kind of
shit. I didn't hear that. If I'd heard that, I would have definitely would have changed my pick, because that's what my boy Paul Williams said before Sergio Martinez knocked him out.
I'm surprised you ain't seen it, because that's what they were talking about in the press conferences, and there was a bunch of articles on Boxing Scene talking about the threats that Wilder was making towards the dude in the fight.
I just saw the part where he told him that Fury them he gonna wake up and say Fury them lied to him. That was the only thing I heard. I ain't hear the rest of it.
No, the only thing I actually heard was him saying he was talking about how he has never knocked a person out the ring. He wanted to knock a person out the ring, and Parker is perfect candidate or something like that. Ah, man, all the signs was there.
Let me ask y'all this question. If you look at that way that fight turned out, Wilder versus Parker, which one of those fighters looked like the puncher in there?
Parker.
That's what I'm saying. That's the goddamn shame. He went out there and treated Parker like he the one that got 42 knockouts out of 43 wins. Nigga, that's you.
Hey, he's treated Parker like that from the opening bell.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't like he got hit with something and then started. I mean, he went in there fighting timid from the get-go.
That's what I'm saying. If you didn't know nothing about Wilder and somebody told you how he was just this massive power punch and all that kind of stuff, if you look at that fight, you confused. You don't understand where is this coming from.
You lying. That's what you gonna say. You lying, dude. That not him. Who him? Hell no. I saw him do what looked like some hammer punches. Like what's his name? Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he was doing that, man. He was he was.
And this is coming from a Wilder fan. Y'all know that. Y'all know I was cutting for Wilder. I still respect this story. I never let that be blemished with me. But the way I seen him fight, I even had let it come into my mind and say, damn, did he break his hand? And then I was like, no, because he ain't threw enough punches to break his hand. Because the only other time I saw him punch like that was when he started punching Fury after he broke his hand. Maybe it's just time. Shit, you got everything you can get out of boxing. I don't think boxing is willing to give you anything else. So don't push it. That's my thoughts.
You might be trying to get out the way, man, and hang it up so you can enjoy your silk sheets, man.
Yeah, enjoy the life that you've been allowed to build. And not, that you've been allowed to build off of your own sweat, blood, and tears. Nobody just gave it to you. So pack it up if that's what's needed. Because what you gonna do? Go and change and get a new trainer at age 38? What are you gonna learn at 38?
Man, that man don't know what he want to do. 1 minute he talking about retiring, next minute he talking about trying to put together a title run. Talking about he gonna retire on the top. And I mean he don't know what he was talking about calling. I suspect he was talking about reaching out to one of the Klitschko brothers for help, but I could be wrong. Maybe he was talking about Lennox Lewis. He was talking about reaching out to one of the former champions of another country. But I don't know what he gonna do, man. I just whatever he plan on doing, he need to settle on it and commit to it. Whether that's committing to retire, rededicating himself to the sport, or dedicating himself to the sport, or whatever he gonna do, he need to get he don't need to be double minded about it at all. Whatever he gonna do, he need to stick to it, even if that means walking away. Because one thing about, and we all know this, we've been watching boxing a long time. You could be one shot away from not being the same person for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't really dedicated and committed to it, you probably shouldn't be in the sport.
Man, if he stay, he needs to fight Joshua and get out the way.
That's what I'm on.
Number one, he might not even be able to whoop Joshua. Well, let's just be 100. Joshua got better skills than Deontay Wilder. I'm sorry. It looks more like boxing to me. It looks more like fighting to me. Who am I expecting Wilder to beat besides him, though? He going to beat Erkovich? He going to beat Big Bang Zane? Can you imagine how that shit might turn out? What if he get in there with Joe Joyce? Joe Joyce got the body to bully him, like a Tyson Fury. Like, who he going to beat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think the time just done passed them by, man. These youngsters are coming up. And let these motherfuckers have their time to get some shine and shit, man. We got the one that got signed with Top Rank. The one that I like a lot, 247-17 amateur record. I can't think of his name. 6'7", long arms.
Jalala.
Yeah, we got motherfuckers like that coming up, man. Let's let these youngsters get out there and get their shine. Richard Torres, you know what I'm saying? We got all kind of good fighters, man. We really don't. I ain't gonna say we don't need Wilder because that sounds kind of fucked up, but the landscape in boxing changes, man. So I'm not opposed to allowing it to change, man. Out with the old, in with the new. And they talking about Erkovich probably gonna fight Joshua next, and I really expect Erkovich to beat him.
Yeah, I do too, man. I actually think that the time is up for all these guys, man. To be honest, You know what I'm saying. I think when these guys start mixing up with these guys that's coming behind them, I think all of them gonna get beat. I mean, you only got so much of a window. We just saw what happened to Fury versus an MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? And then you got what Wilder. Parker's a little bit younger than them, and then you got what's the other guy coming up? Not Hergovich, but the other young you got Jalal you were just talking about. But there's another one too that Top Rank signed. That's I mean, not Torres, but there's another guy from over that way.
Big Baby.
Not we have Big Baby too, but it's another like Croatian or something, not Croatian, but one of them countries. But I can't remember his name. They just signed him probably about 4 or 5 months ago as well. So it's quite a few up and coming guys, man, that got themselves something that could potentially do something. The guy that I used to like as a prospect, I don't even think he fight no more. Guy named Vlad Surenko, a Ukrainian. Man, I think he just got put on the shelf, or either he got caught up in that war or something. I ain't seen nothing from him in about a whole year and a half now. But he was pretty solid, pretty good heavyweight that the Klitschko were working with.
They got some people that deserve some opportunity too. Like when Frank Sanchez gonna get him a shot.
Yeah, his shot overdue in my opinion. Hey, and then look at FA. I mean, FA looked like the most improved heavyweight in the whole crop, in my opinion. Yeah, it like that Frank Sanchez loss did more for him than all his wins did.
They've been, like I said before, they've been putting him in tough since the beginning, though. That motherfucker went out there and fought against what what's the Croatian fighter that stopped Kaneki?
I know you talking the one he made look like Jordan when he knocked him down one time. He made him look like the Jordan logo.
No, I think you talking about Colossae on that. I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
Demareason.
Yeah.
Like I just said, the Colossae dude. He done been off in there with Stephen Shaw. He done been in there with Frank Sanchez. He just beat Joe Goodall. He done been in there with several fighters, man, that's gonna help build you up and make you better, because he in there with guys that's fighting back. So I'm not surprised that he done got off in there sink or swim, and he decided to swim and get better and improve. And plus he got a late start in boxing, so he got room to improve because he started when he was 17. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got the body and the athleticism and all that kind of stuff. Hand-eye coordination. Look at the way he landed on counter uppercuts and shit against Goodall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised, and shit, like you said, he might whoop some of these motherfuckers too, because he done improve. And he might deserve a shot at some point.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna say it, and it don't mean no disrespect. Yeah, the game don't need Wilder no more. I think what the game needed him for, he provided. I don't think people is on that no more. So yeah, go and move out the way. Dude, you got your money. I don't want to see you get hurt. Go enjoy your family, your life, because you got a lot of it to live. But stepping in and out the ring and not being sure that that's what you want to do, you're gonna mess around and mess it up. You're gonna mess up what you just set up. And I'm saying it sincerely when I'm saying this. Yeah, get your ass out the way. You had a beautiful run. Nobody can take away what you did in the game. But now it's time, like you said, for these upcomers to come up, and one of those boys might end up hurting you. Your boxing skills are not what we look upon as boxing skills. I've never said Deontay Wilder was a great boxer. I just said that the dude make it happen. He could knock a motherfucker out. He a hard puncher. He stand through whatever he needs to stand through to get that shot off. That's what I give him. I'm always giving that. But other than being a good enough fighter to beat anybody, I always said every fighter that he's ever fought has been better than him. He just been lucky enough and good enough to catch them with that shot. So I'm gonna jump in.
Let me say one more thing, man. I just feel like the man cannot fight. Sometimes you get people that can just naturally fight. Like one of my favorite fighters is Dwight Muhammad Cowie, because he was a small guy. He was able to dominate bigger fighters with the jab and shit, like Matthew Saad Muhammad. They called him the Camden Buzzsaw. You know what I'm saying? He was a monster too, but he could just naturally fight. He ain't had no amateur background and nothing like that. Coming out of prison, you can tell that because he didn't hardly go to the body early in his career. When he got later in his career, that's when he started going to the body, because body shots are something that experienced fighters use. Inexperienced fighters don't go to the body that much. So I saw that in Cowie, but he could just naturally fight. Deontay Wilder, I don't think he can naturally fight. This shit don't look like fighting to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially what he's doing now. It kind of reminds me of Curtis Coates, because when I first started boxing and his brother Ernest would be teaching me stuff, I would be trying to do it perfectly like he showed me. And that was in exchange for the aggression and the herb part of it. Curtis Coates seen me and he came over there and he would give me some advice. And he was like, yeah, you doing it, but it don't look like fighting. He said, let me show you. He ripped the same combination. What he was doing was touching with the jab, goes to the body with the right hand, come back with the left rip and bring it back to the head, the left hook. And when I did this shit, it looked cute, but when he did it, it looked ferocious. And he said, that's the way that I want it to look. Don't worry about trying to look all perfect and pretty. Go out there and make it look like fighting. When I look like Deontay Wilder, the shit he did in this last fight, that don't look like fighting to me. That looked like somebody's idea of what a boxer is supposed to look like. That's what it looked like to me. It didn't look like a motherfucker that just can naturally fight. He can naturally punch with the right hand. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even got just a dominating jab to have an 83-inch reach. I just don't think he can fight, man.
It looked like to me somebody who just trying to damn not get knocked out, you know, at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I felt like, man, by midway point of the fight, he quit trying to win. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm gonna land the right hand or I'm gonna lose. I'm just gonna lose the decision. You know, it wasn't like he was trying to put it with no adjustments and no strategy to actually get back into the fight. It was just, if I can land the right hand, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna knock him out. I ain't even gonna say necessarily change. I'm gonna knock him out. And then, like, from the few times I heard the corner, I just wasn't hearing anything from his trainer that made me feel like the trainer was actually watching the fucking fight.
Who, Malik?
Right.
Well, one, honestly, when have we ever seen him go to plan B in the fight? We've never seen him go to plan B. It's always been the same plan.
I've seen him do a hell of a lot better than he did that night. That's all I'm saying. That I don't know what that shit was.
Well, maybe I want to say maybe what people been saying, maybe the Fury fight took something out of him, but he went through that with, he fought Helenius and he was able to get the punch off.
Yeah, that's all. But that's all he did in that fight on MZ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you really go back and look at that fight, he really didn't do shit in there. I think he like threw a couple lazy jabs or something. He might have hit him in the shoulder or something at one point. And then he was backed up into the corner retreating. And Helenius helped to knock him out by running into the shot. It's like, who knows how that shit would have went if they'd have made it to the end of the first round. Hell, Helenius might would have beat him.
Well,
but that's a sparring partner. So you got that as well,
Right.
Familiarity.
Because he used to that dude.
So Wilder probably knew he was gonna walk onto that shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's all the rounds of sparring they had.
Yep. The familiarity breeds knockouts. That's what Moore said.
Michael?
Sergio Moore.
Oh, okay. I said the road dude.
You talking about Michael Moore,
who got knocked out by
George
Foreman.
Michael Moore too good a fighter for us to only remember him by who he got knocked out by. That's a damn shame.
Yeah, he is too good a fighter to be. But I'm just saying, when you think of him, it ain't that he got knocked out by Foreman. That knockout caused Foreman to be the oldest champion. He made a record off of that.
Yeah, that's a shame that's what he really remembered by. But the dude really was a great fighter, especially at light heavy.
Still made a record. You say Frank Warren said Shelly Finkel was the one that told him that he was in the cryogenesis too long, or cryo bath.
Frank Warren was the one who put that shit out there.
Oh, okay. Rod X said it may be over for Wilder. I could kind of see that and agree with you on that, Rod X. I didn't want to skip nobody's words. Because Napoleon Armstrong had said something. He said something about forget Miller. It was the highlight for him this year over other than Spence and Crawford. Yeah, I'm talking about DeBella. I'm not misrepresenting. Joseph Brown said both American fighters went out there and got their asses beat. This is true. Rod X said he had picked Du Bois over Miller. I picked Du Bois over Miller too. I just didn't think that he was going to stop Miller. I thought he was going to beat him by decision, but Miller got stopped. I kind of thought he was playing. Now that D-Lo said it, the way he was holding on to the ropes and doing all that leaning and stuff. Because at first I thought old boy was possibly getting ready to stop him, which he did stop him because the referee said I seen enough. So I can't even complain about that. Joseph Brown also says that Malik Scott. There it is. There it is. Malik Scott is ass. We seen enough. Tie him up and put him in the trash. Dang.
I agree.
Say Joshua looks short, needs to keep the activity up. I give to the point that since Joshua and Violin knew each other as much as they did, like Trey said, I didn't realize they was sparring partners and all that. We need to see him in this next fight against somebody he's not familiar with that got some punching power that could fight. Then we'll see if his confidence is back. And if he really believes in himself, like this fight showed he might.
Well, like I said, they already said he's gonna most likely fight Ergovich next.
And you know who Ergovich gonna beat him.
Yeah,
I think he ought to fight Wilder and get that. I think he got a better chance to beat Wilder than Hergovic at this point. I think Hergovic done got his groove back. He done got out his own head and shit. Now he back to tearing shit up. You know, so I think he gonna go over there and take less money and get stopped by Hergovic. Then they gonna start the retirement calls again. They go out there. I think him and Wilder both need to go ahead and try to. They might as well go on cash out together.
Yeah, but the thing is, they at different levels as far as they
Preparedness.
no the stock. Like Wilder's stock is the lowest that it's ever been in his career.
Yep.
AJ's had went down from the shit that he done been through, but it's kind of on the rise again. You got people like Joseph Brown talking about how sharp he looked in his last fight.
Yeah, because they built them back up like you supposed to. It's almost like what you were saying about that older guy. You know, AJ done had three confidence boosters this year. Because I mean, you got to call this a former sparring partner a confidence booster. They did that with Wilder with Helenius, and then they put him back on the shelf for months and months, and then they turned into years of months. So you know what I'm saying? But both guys were saying they wanted to be active. The only thing is, one guy's team put him in there and kept him active. The other guy's team forgot about him.
What I'm trying to say is, I understand what you're saying, but Wilder has kind of become high risk, low reward almost, right? Because his stock is so low.
Yeah.
People saying bad things about him. Hell, he even got Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco talking about what he put on tape. Everybody low on Wilder right now. I mean, they calling him trash. They say that his whole entire career been a mirage. His competition been trash. Like, ain't nobody got nothing good to say about him right now. And that's who AJ should want to fight. I don't know, cause like, how much props is he gonna get if he beat this man coming off a loss to Joseph Parker?
His fans ain't gonna care, man. They're gonna treat it like he beat Wilder at his peak. You know what I'm saying? AJ said all along that it didn't matter when he beat Wilder. All that matters is if he beat him. You know, he said that's what people gonna remember. He said that back when they both were champions. After he had beat Klitschko, when he was talking about Wilder got too much experience for him and this, that, and the other. And he was saying that, you know, basically he wasn't ready for Wilder at the time. But when he get, you know, basically when they get a chance to fight, all that matters is if he can win. So we at that point where AJ looked like to me he got the highest probability of winning right now. And then like this opportunity might not be on the table. You know, again, like this is the last opportunity. I mean, I get it that it ain't really that appealing. Like I don't care if it happened or not. I'm just looking at it like I think these guys' time is up. So it's like, why not go ahead and have this fight? You know, why the opportunity is there? Because I don't think it's gonna come back around.
I think he would get more props if he beat Ergovich.
I don't think he can beat Hergovic. That's my thing.
I understand that, but
yeah, it's worth a try. I don't believe they'll fight him, to be honest with you. I hear him saying that. I don't think they're gonna take that fight.
I mean, Ergovich been putting together some knockouts and shit, man. He building up some excitement. He you know, is he like a mandatory or something too, right?
I think Hergovic is gonna get an opportunity to fight for the IBF, whether it's versus Joshua or not.
But I'm saying though,
he's the one that's in the position.
I know. So if Joshua beat him, he put himself in position, right?
Well, I think they would be fighting for the vacant belt because it would be more than likely it'll be after Fury versus what's the name. So Hergovic is gonna get the fight for the vacant title after they strip the winner of Fury and Usyk. Yeah, so Joshua Hergovic would be for the vacant title if they fight after the championship, which I'm pretty sure they would be after Undisputed.
Yeah, I think that's how it's set up because
it's supposed to be in February, right? Ain't no Undisputed match in February.
Yeah, it's like around the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so that means it'll be after that fight. So it'll be a championship fight.
Yeah, and I did hear him saying the question was fight Wilder or fight for the belt, and I would rather fight for the belt is what he said. But coming down to it, and this just a shot in the dark. This is how it can be built up. Wilder and AJ. Could Wilder actually get up for AJ? Could that be the fight that he actually stand up for? Like what's his name did to Khan? Kell Brook did to Khan?
Kell Brook whooped Khan ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could this be that fight that I'm finally getting to fight AJ, Could that turn the dog on in him one more time? Could we see a mixture of Stavern against AJ? AJ, you know, doing what he doing and Wilder fighting like he was fighting Stavern for the first time again.
What kind of confidence can Wilder have coming off a loss to Parker? That motherfucker probably got all kind of doubts in his mind right now.
That's why, hey, but I'm just saying, AJ probably is that bone that you put in front of him, and everything is right with the world. I'm finally getting the fight I want. Nothing else matters. It don't matter that Fury had to egg weights or was eating testicles that wasn't circumcised and all this other stuff and the outfit or the helmet or whatever people said about me. The world is right because I got AJ, and I know of all people that I could fuck up. I can mess up. It's him.
Oh yeah, I'm guaranteed to beat an Olympic gold medalist, even though I couldn't beat a motherfucker like Parker. That's
He
how
ain't gonna think about none of that. I ain't saying that I'm gonna pick him.
Like we said, man, he ain't no fucking psychologist. That's why we get into trouble with all this old psychology analyzing the psychoanalysis ass shit. We don't know what the fuck that man thinking coming off a loss.
I'm just trying to sell the fight.
A shutout loss. The man didn't win one round.
I'm just trying to sell the fight.
Hey, his mouth say he still want to fight. So hey, if he can't beat him, he shut up.
I'm just trying to sell the fight.
He said he was gonna knock out Parker.
Before they take the fight. You know what I'm saying? They mess around and take the fight, he's gonna have to show it or back out of it or something.
Man, Wilder is on the list of fighters that you can't listen to what they saying, man.
I don't listen to none of you motherfuckers, man, when they start talking about what they gonna do in the ring. That's why I didn't hear all that stuff you were talking about. Because I done got to where I done stopped listening to them, man. I get to a certain point, I just turn the channel. I don't want to hear it.
But you know, I think we done said all we can say about Wilder and his disastrous fight. You know, I'm one of the ones that's gonna be like, dude, you did what you did against the competition that was put in front of you. You went through it. You pulled out. You persevered. You got what you wanted. Who gives a damn? Yeah, your legacy ain't gonna be remembered or be marked like some of the greats. But nobody can take away from the fact that, hey, he started at this time. He went to the Olympics. He reigned for 5 years. He had as many title defenses for the WBC belt as Muhammad Ali. Nobody can take none of that away from him. And I think, you know, going away from the game right now with that is a nice little memory package plus all the millions that you got put up. Go on and let your children enjoy.
That shit do sound good. It's almost disrespectful to compare him to Ali as far as the title defenses, because Ali fought much better competition. You know?
Yeah, but he did it. You know, we can't fault him for who he did it against, but he got it did. You know, it's kind of like the Patriots when they went undefeated in that season and they lost the Super Bowl. Are they as good as the Dolphins that went undefeated with less games? No. Because they lost.
Yeah, he beat who they put in front of him, even though they moved him the right way because he got a late start in boxing. I mean, I like to keep it in context for the history.
Right. That's what I'm going with. I'm just going with what he actually did. I know the competition because I look at this era. This era ain't the era that you know we look at and say these dudes fought. This ain't that era. We only got a few of them that's running around in this era. This is an internet era. Then we gotta look at them like that. You know, they make their names off. A lot of them that we're looking at right now have made they bones some kind of way in this internet era. Some kind of way this YouTube and this Twitter and stuff has helped get them some pull in this boxing game. Ryan Garcia is a perfect example as far as being a fighter celeb.
Yeah, but he acting like a fighter now.
Now he is, and I'm enjoying watching the growth of him. I can actually see differences in stuff that he do in the ring. And I want to throw this out because I think D-Lo might know, speaking of Ryan Garcia, which brings me to Derrick James. Is AJ still with Derrick James, or is when he in the UK, he got a different team? Does anybody know what's up with that?
No, I think he with Ben Davison now.
Yeah, that's who was at the fight, and that's who was so he left Derrick James?
What it look like. I mean, if you look at the results, he probably feel and here we go analyzing shit. But I mean, I would suspect that with the results, he probably feels like being with Davison, he yielded better results than being with Derrick James for those two fights. But I'm looking at it from a fan standpoint. I know that when Derrick James got him, he was coming off of back-to-back losses. So, he still, helped build him back up the way he is now. I mean, but it could be. I don't know why, Derrick James wouldn't have been over there unless for some reason he can't go over there or something, or, because he definitely don't have a fighter that's fighting right now. But Ryan fought not very long ago, but I don't think that would have been it. I don't know. Maybe you had Ben Davison, wanted to give him a try, and that's probably who he's gonna stick with. I don't think he need to keep going back and forth from this trainer to that trainer to that trainer. I think he need to settle with somebody at least for a few fights in a row.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off, but I didn't make no arguments about it. He got the job done. Joseph Brown said, I would still watch because the post-fight review on YouTube from the losing fan base would be more entertaining than the fight. Yeah, we could end up with Joshua Wilder getting in the ring and it being the snooze fest or over just them going at a fight. We could only hope that they would actually fight, but so much has been peeled off of the careers of them and the trajectory of the way things went and the build up that got everybody so worked up and the letdowns, AJ losing to Andy Ruiz, Wilder losing to Fury, the roller coaster within itself. I'm gonna be honest, Joseph Brown, I will watch the fight, but it's not a fight that I can say that I will actually be sitting around saying, man, I can't say that I'm really willing to be hoping that the fight would happen. I'm not hoping that it will happen. If it happened, I'll take it. If it doesn't, I won't be any less for it. Because like I said, old boy, 38 years old. Don't tell me you're gonna literally hang around just to get a fight with AJ, being honestly, and no jokes, all jokes to the side, do I think you could really get yourself up and be ready to fight AJ, who looked freaking good his last fight? He younger. True, both of y'all got started longer, but it looked like he picked up whatever it is that needed to be picked up when it comes to boxing, and for some reason Deontay didn't. The trajectory of the way things went for them, the people they fought, they both got something good out of it. AJ got his good out of it. Wilder got his good out of it. But I ain't going to sit around and keep waiting for the fight or even hoping for it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's kind of like Earl Spence and Terence Crawford, but not, because they actually fought. I'm just waiting for their second fight so we can go ahead and get the last results of that. But as far as Wilder and AJ, they missed out with each other so much. It came so close, and then it not happened. Could have been with the zone and making it happen. It not happen. AJ could have did this. Wilder could have did that. All that crap gone. The loss is everything. So I don't know what else to say about them.
You know what, man? I was thinking about, just pitching those two fighting, and I thought about, what Trey X said about, when you look at the Parker versus Wilder fight, and if you didn't know any better, who would you think was the punch in that fight? Well, that's my last visual of Wilder in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Is, majority of that fight, he was backing up, as if the other guy was like this vicious puncher. Well, you think about him fighting AJ can actually punch and get some one punch knockouts and shit like that. So like, would he get into a fight? Would he approach a fight with AJ and come out there tentative like that, backing up? Or would he try to step to him? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of unknown with that situation, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like I'm not I'm not advocating for the fight. My whole thing is if that's what they want to do, I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? That they don't want to do it, then cool. But I'm kind of like, you know, Wilder need to make his mind up one way or the other on what he gonna do, because, you know, the last thing he need to do is sit on the shelf another 12, 18 months or something, then come back out, you know, like he reinvigorated or something. You know, I heard him say something about he gonna in 10 weeks he gonna be back in camp, but I don't know if that mean that because he got that signed contract that whether he fighting AJ or not, he gonna fight somebody in March. I'm thinking that might be what that's implying, you know, or you know, but I think that's the best thing for him. If he gonna continue to fight, to hurry up and get back in the ring and find out what he got or what he don't have. But he definitely don't need to you know, sit on the shelf and get stale again.
Now that's a recipe for disaster. J1 Pro in the house. What's up, J1 Pro? He say salute to everyone in the building. Joseph Brown also said Joshua is taking it seriously, and it shows he's putting the work in. I had my doubts about him switching trainers, but he made it work. As I said, I didn't know he had switched over to Ben Davison from Derrick James, if that's what happened. Him switching over to Derrick James, like D'Lo said, he did get a win after he got over there with Derrick James. But I can say,
I think he got 2 on with Derrick James.
Yeah, he got 2 wins with Derrick James. But what I was about to say is this fight, if I didn't know that he was in with Ben Davison, he looked a heck of a lot smoother fighting. And I can attest that to what Trey X said about him being having so much familiarity with Violin, because Violin being his sparring partner and everything, knowing that he can't hurt him and stuff like that. Not being a psychoanalyst, but I could see how all that can affect the way he would be approach fighting this man. So yeah, he did look good, and I've always said, you know, even though he a big dude, robotics, we said earlier in his career, he looked a little robotic, but he do look like a boxer when he throw his jab, when he throw his hook, uppercut, and all that stuff. I kind of like his little 1, 2, 3 ending with the uppercut. I like that little move. He dropped Andy Ruiz with it before he got messed up. He called Klitschko, stretched Klitschko neck out so long, like he was a giraffe. But yeah, I could see where Joshua, you could say the improvement has shown. It looks like his confidence is coming back. He didn't look nervous like he did with the second, even though he beat Ruiz when he got his titles back. He didn't. He looked a little jittery in that fight when he got his belts back. And I've noticed that, you know, when somebody swing on him, he not doing that duck up like he expected to get dazed. It looked like he might be back and on track, like you said, Joseph Brown. But I want to see him do it against somebody that he's not familiar with, that got a little punching power and a little skill. And then I'll be able to say, okay, I believe he all the way back. I must have ran too long with that one because everybody stayed quiet.
I'm over here trying to get something to eat. I'm listening though.
Oh, okay. So that's my take on it, JB. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look good. He did look good. But, you know, with the other factors that play in it, how would he look against? I don't even know who I would want to say. I don't want to put somebody in there that's just a beast, but I want to say put him in there. Who y'all said the dude that he might be possibly getting ready to fight, where he might possibly lose? If he wins, Urkovich. Yeah, if he beat Urkovich, I would say the call to fight Wilder would be 100% extinguished. That's my opinion. If he beat Urkovich, I would think that people would be like, there's no need to fight Wilder. You know, keep on rolling on whatever path you got. See if somebody else step. They might start screaming for him to fight. They might try to get Fury back out. They might try to do that if he beat Urkovich. But I'm almost willing to say if he beat Urkovich, you could close the chapter on Wilder for sure.
He ain't never beat nobody like Ergovich, though. Somebody that's big and skilled with a pedigree like that, Olympic bronze medalist and shit. He ain't never beat nobody like that. So I think he's gonna have his hands full. Get his ass whooped.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that would separate him. Beating Erkovich would separate him. I think that would separate his name from being entangled with Wilder's. Regardless, you say what?
I said I agree.
Yeah, I think that would untangle his name totally from Wilder's. Like you have some people who end up being entangled forever in history because of whatever, like Scottie Pippen. I feel like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan entangled. But if he could beat Erkovich, yeah, that'll take him. That'll separate him from Wilder. That would actually put him, in my opinion, on top of the heavyweights in his class. That would actually put him not specifically on top, because I would need to see him beat Fury. But I still want to see how it's going to turn out with Usyk and Fury. Usyk handled Joshua pretty readily the first fight. I think he just shocked Joshua, and then he beat him the second fight, which tells me his skills at the point is just better than Joshua's. So the only fights that I think really to satisfy the quote for Joshua would probably be Fury. It's no other turns to take unless he start messing with the likes of Dubois, Big Baby Anderson, and stuff like that that's coming up. If he turn and start facing them, he'll really be digging into legacy.
I don't know that Dubois would do it for the other guys.
You kind of low, D-Bo.
I said I don't know if Dubois would do as much because of the losses Dubois already done took, but definitely you can get any of these guys can get somebody like Anderson on their resume, or Hergovic, any of these up and coming guys, even a Frank Sanchez or Enfield, something like that. One of these older guys is on the way out and beat one of those guys. I mean, that's the icing on the cake for me. But I think Wilder probably needs that type of win more than anybody, but I don't see him in taking that type of fight.
Yeah, which would date to the fact that big risk, low reward. Wilder is turned into the big risk, low reward dude. Ain't nobody gonna really be willing to get in the ring with him for the simple reason, you mess around, get out there and get knocked out. Everything you working for kind of gets slightly derailed. And with boxing being so fickle that the way it is, it ain't no telling how fast or soon or if ever you would get back on track to be fighting for whatever it is that you dream to be fighting for, one of the belts or what have you. Joseph Brown say Du Bois versus Parker. Parker has shown that he gonna fight. He gonna get down and do his thing. Du Bois has also shown against Big Baby Miller that he got some grit and some go at it in him. So, I would honestly say, because he moves a little more fluent, I would lean a little toward Parker over Du Bois. If Saudi's still trying to pay for that fight, go fight Wilder and get him out of there. If and only if, but right now the way Joshua moving, it looks like, and this loss didn't help it none. It looks like they trying to move on away from Wilder. Period. I really don't think they ever really wanted to take that gamble with Wilder, especially when Wilder was younger. But now that Wilder took another loss, I feel like Eddie Hearn could easily say, "Oh, what's the purpose of fighting Wilder now?" I'm just playing devil's advocate. What's the purpose of fighting Wilder now? He already lost to Joseph Parker, who beat Andy Ruiz, which, yes, AJ lost to Andy Ruiz, but he came back and beat him, became two-time heavyweight champion, and all this kind of stuff that they could paint the narrative to. Wilder lost to Tyson Fury twice. Wilder just lost to Parker. Wilder got 3 losses to 2 people, and AJ got 3 losses to 2 people. It's just who they lost to. Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, which by the word of major boxing, the best boxer of this era as far as heavyweight goes. Some might argue it's Usyk, who came up a couple of weight classes. So it just depends. If Saudi gonna pay for him, yeah, I say go ahead and fight. He said Wilder blew $100 million fight. That's what was reported. Wow, because he took the loss. He ended up losing to Parker. It wasn't a shoe-in that he was gonna win, and the gamble was really, if that's the case, D-Lo, stop me if I'm wrong. The gamble was really all on him. We've always known him to be the less skilled fighter. We always known that pretty much whichever fighter got in the ring to face him was a better fighter, a better boxer than him, hands down. We all agreed that the dude's power is what got him through. His heart and his power. He was a warrior, and he could land that shot. We didn't really give it a whole bunch of talk about his skills and stuff like that. People did try to go and say, well, you got to have skill to land that punch, to set up the punch and all of this. I'm just saying the dude was good enough that he could see the opening and shoot that shot. And I'm thinking that, his fights coming so few and in between is making it harder to be able to shoot that shot. What you think, Debo? Guess he ain't thinking nothing. But to blow $100 million to be able to fight AJ, who's to say that chance won't roll around again, especially with the Saudis playing, because they don't have no undertone lines for it. They got the money, they can spend it. Let's make it happen. That's if they Prince want to see it. Y'all give me a second. My baby asking me something. My bad, everybody. My baby had to answer questions. Which $100 million though, bro. That's what they reported. I did hear that he had already, what Dino spoke on it, that they had supposedly his sign to fight. This is what I heard, and I think I heard Eddie Hearns. I can't remember which one of those dudes. It was a name that usually know what they talking about. They said that they had already signed to fight, but the deal was they both had to win. And by Wilder winning, the way it was Eddie Hearn, because the way Eddie Hearn started talking after that, it's almost like the dude's dangerous enough to upset everything. Hands down. Wilder, that is. No skills or anything involved. He just, that anomaly that showed up, it was dangerous for everybody. And now that, like I said, I feel like his run has went through. He got what he needed out of it. It's time to just get on out the way, because now you're so dangerous at the point, and for the people the fighters that's of importance that the bags can be made around, why would they have to make it against you? Because you so dangerous. These other guys, they feel like they can deal with you a wild card. So yeah, go ahead and just chill. Anyway, end of the year, became 2-time undisputed in a calendar year. Oh, that's right. Trey did tell me he got the knockout. What round again? I forget, because I picked him to win. What did I pick anyway to win as? I picked anyway to win round 5. Oh, Trey said he won in round 10. Because I was like, dang. But now he 2-time undisputed in the same year. That's a nice trophy to hold up and have. That's a great trophy to hold up and have. 2-time undisputed in 1 year. I don't know where else I'm gonna go, except to say, Wilder, go get your chill on, man. Forget looking forward. I can't even say that I would be excited to see the AJ fight, him and AJ fight. I just lost. I just don't have it in me right now. Like I said, if they fight, I'd watch it. But me to hope for the fight to happen, nah, I'm not doing that. This was supposed to be a great Christmas year. It was up until the point that one of my baby girl's friends that got murdered. She lost 3 friends in as many years. Lives just getting taken away for nothing. So round 10 was a good knockout. Wait, round 10 KO was a good fight. Better fight than Forte fight. Forte, cool boy Stefan Forte. Is that's am I saying it's cool boy Stefan Forte, same dude? Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't get to see the Inoue fight though, so I can't say yeah. I could just say yeah. But you're gonna have to let me know. I'm gonna have to look it up and see. Because that's the one fight they fought today, right? They finished theirs today. I'm gonna have to look at the chat Ross to see what else. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great holiday. Happy Hanukkah for those of you who celebrate that. Everybody, pretty much, I enjoy seeing my kids come through. My daughters did all the cooking this year. And all but one, my second oldest, she spent her time in California this year. She went to San Francisco with her 2 little girls and her husband and enjoyed their Christmas in San Fran. But my oldest girl, my middle girl, and my baby girl did majority of the cooking. And they put it down, man. My little girls could cook. My baby girl, I know she heard about her friend, but I could tell she putting on a good face. But I've been talking to her. She good. She gonna be good. But damn, that's all I could say. Foolishness. Anything else coming up? We got no more Showtime to watch. Where we gonna get our fights from? Am I gonna be forced to have to go to the zone? Heck no, I'm not. I got my big brother. He got I don't know what he got, but I do know. Appreciate it, Joseph Brown. Man said prayers up. It hurts me the most, bro, because I see my little girl and I'm like, dang. What do I tell her? How can I comfort her? Because these girls are young ladies that how they get their bonds in school and they play sports together. They got that sisterhood. And yeah, we lost 3 of those young ladies. One of them, man, oh my gosh, she left 2 babies behind, 2 little ones. She had, out of foolishness, being with some people that had something going on. That's why you got to let your kids know. You got to be aware of who you're hanging with, because they had something going on that she didn't know about, and got her killed. Props to the zone. They had a solid month of good fights. I can't say that their last couple of cards didn't impress me. They were some good fights. I enjoyed the fights that I saw take place with the zone. Well, look who's sliding through the door. Brother. What's up, Hyphy? What's going on? Glad to see you make it through. Try to get people to go over there to see something. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm coming online. But yeah, props to the zone for the cards they've been putting on, because I can't say they have put on some good fights. I could say that I've been moved by the fights they had on the Regis Prograis and a Devin Haney fight was decent. Bivol fight. This last fight card was good. Charlo did all right. They no, that wasn't on the zone, was it? That was on Showtime. Getting mixed up here. But I feel you, Joseph. The last few fights, period. The last few fight cards were decent fights, were interesting fights, were entertaining fights. I was entertained. My baby asked me to send her some money. I started talking. They done went to the store already. I'm behind. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me shoot my baby some change so she can get what it is she gonna get. He said, had a bacon accident, but I'm here now. I fear Deontay Wilder has lost his desire to be the very best, and I feel his killer instinct has dropped off. Well, to be honest with you, Hyphy, we did speak about that, and you hitting it right on the head. Like, oh, that's right, Sonny Edwards, Bam Bam Rodriguez was one of those fights. I looked up and saw that, and then it made me finish talking about telling Hyphy. But yeah, Hyphy, we do kind of agree. And then, we agree. I agree with you. The people that was here, Trey X, D-Lo, we all kind of came to the same conclusion. But, that's going to be up to Wilder. I feel like he did good enough. He can go ahead and chill, sit down, don't worry about nothing else. Not even the AJ fight, because I think AJ is pivotably and he's possibly strategically trying to tear away from Wilder so his name could stand alone. And if he could beat Erkovich, he could accomplish that, I think. And you're right, Joseph Brown, Sonny Edwards, who talked a good game and then went out there and represented it. He didn't give up. He fought, got beat up. He got that big knot up under his eye. Bam Rodriguez, that youngster showed his mettle, showed his skill, and put together a good performance. Went out there and handled his business. That was a good fight. Sit that young man back across the pond without his belt, though. He did do that. And Bam represents. Did I forget to mention he's Texas. He's a Texan. About the 210, San Antonio. Yeah, that part. So he helped represent the state of Texas like Earl Spence and the Charlos. Oh, I want to bounce this off for you. Speaking of the Charlos, I haven't got a chance to talk to you guys about it. This situation, this tape of him talking about punching his wife, his woman, whatever you want to call her, and then saying she like a woman, she went and called the police. I'm like, what? There's no excuse for this man or any other man, in my opinion. He said, I'm mad. Wait, in my opinion, let me finish that. It's nothing that, in my opinion, that could make a man want to punch a lady with a closed fist. Y'all not in no damn gym sparring or nothing like that. If this is the woman, this the mother of his children, this your woman, dude. Why would you why would you do that? Nah, I can't take up for him. I can't defend it. I can't think of no scenario that would make it okay. I'm not finna do none of that. I refuse. Because, that's somebody's sister, daughter, mother. I teach my girls, hey, if you don't want a man to hit you, don't put your hands on him. But God dang, I don't want to hear about it. We don't know what she said to him. What she said, I don't give a damn what she said. It ain't nothing in the world that could it's nothing in the world that somebody can say that make you want to punch the girl in the eye. What can she say to me? What she said to make you do that? What word pressed your button to make you do that? So, and for those that, I'm saying this from MZ, this ain't from nobody else, this straight up from me. For those that feel like there is some kind of words that you could say to make it be like all right or build some kind of case, you crazy to the mother. Yeah, I'm saying it like that. I mean it like that. If you feel different and you got something to say, too bad. Say it. That's your opinion. My opinion and the way I believe and how I live is, there's nothing that lady could have said to make him do that to her. And then to be sitting there talking to somebody where you get recorded and they put it out. That whoever put it out, if that person is in your circle, they let you know exactly how they feel. It wasn't cool to them either, or they wouldn't have put it out. So sometimes we got to be smarter than ignorant, man. Sometimes our ignorance is just ridiculous. You know, you're supposed to be so smart and you're supposed to be so well together, but y'all acting like, dare I say, the N-words. Just because you got a lot of money don't mean to change you. Money actually makes the monster inside of you grow. It lets you be more comfortable with who you really are. The more money you make, I think the more loose you get, the more easy it is for you to make certain decisions that other people would find kind of questionable. But because you got money, it can make certain heads turn another direction. You get to doing crap that you shouldn't be doing. Am I ranting? I'm sorry. Now, back to Hyphy. Hyphy said, I'm not mad. He said, I'm not mad at Malik or going to bash him as a terrible trainer because his first attempt at training is with a special boxer that comes with some challenges. The thing is, right now, everything that Malik has tried with Wilder, it does not fit. And I feel like, you know, trying to motivate Wilder is a good thing. But I feel if you were going to train Wilder, you should have went in there and looked at what Wilder could actually do, and try to build on that. It's not like you finna take this old dog and teach you some new tricks. Let's not forget, he did start fighting at the tender age of 19, turned pro at 20. He made it to the Olympics. Not saying mentally I know what you went through, but how hard is it for you to take a 19-year-old or 20-year-old after they done punched somebody and knocked them out, and then you try to say, hey, man, this is what we need to do, man. Now I knock this motherfucker. Forget all that. Forget all that. You need to learn this here. How easy is it going to be to do that? It's not. Once he got the belt and everything else, you know, it is what it is. But in order for Malik Scott to prove that he is a good trainer, he going to have to get somebody that got. He going to have to get somebody and put him in front of the world so we can see his. So we can see his springboard to that, in my opinion, was Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was the first one to take a chance on him. Now it's time for Malik Scott to build off of that. It's time for him to build off of that if he wants us to believe that he's a good trainer and he's got the zen. He got to prove that to us. It's no more riding on Wilder's coattail, and I'm not meaning that in a bad way. I'm just saying Wilder's fame, as for what Wilder does, is about to go away. And a lot of that rests with Mark Breland. When Malik Scott showed up, Wilder's power aspects and everything like that started to curve down. He peaked with the knockouts and everything with Breland. So that's all I'm going to say on that. If Malik Scott wants to be a representative as one of the good trainers, he's going to have to take another fighter down that road. So, yeah, that part. Joseph Brown said, I'm going to bash you because he's, let me get this together because this is one of those tough ones that he's done that's made Wilder better. Okay, because nothing he has done has made Wilder better. Wilder is a puncher who hasn't been able to disguise his right hand since Breland left. The 1-2 pow. That little 1-2, that little double jab that he was working on, and then trying to bring the right. I kind of thought that was gonna probably help his game a little bit, JB. But then when they started fighting, he wasn't doing that. You know, he wasn't using that. I haven't seen him use that. The only time I seen him try to use what I seen them talk about was the second fight when he came out and he was throwing the jab to Fury's chest and going to the body with the straight. He did that a couple of times. Then Fury started picking off the straight at the body. And then he started jabbing at the body. But he seemed to have to lean so low to jab at the body that Fury had started catching him with a hook when he would go to the body. And then he kind of threw that away. And that was the only fight that I really actually seen him attempt to use what I saw him and Malik work on. After that, I haven't seen that manifest in the ring. So, yeah, I agree with Joseph Brown and Trey X. You heard me just say, in order for him to prove to me that he is a good trainer or he deserves to be spoken as or looked at as a good trainer, he's going to have to get somebody else to do it. Wilder was a blessing for him because Wilder turned him from just being a guy on the outside, ex-fighter on the outside looking in, to actually, hey, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to be a trainer. We don't even know, but as far as I'm concerned, Wilder done his part. You know, his trajectory, like I said, he's 38. What are we expecting Wilder to do? Honestly, what do we expect from him? Nothing. The dude 38 years old. We ain't expecting nothing from him. Right now, it's time to look at what he's gonna leave behind. You leaving behind Malik Scott. Malik Scott, it's time for you to start trying to get a stable and show the world what you got, if you got anything. Because right now, as far as showing that you had anything that you passed on to Wilder, whatever knowledge it is, it hasn't manifested in the ring, and I can't say that it is showed in his wins. Yeah, he beat Helenius. And who else did he beat with? Who else has he beaten with Malik Scott other than Helenius? I really can't remember. You were with him when he lost the second time, was it? No, you was with him when he lost the second time to Fury. You was with him for that fight. I'm kind of messed up, but I know whatever happened, the record with Wilder and Malik isn't a great one, but at the same time, Malik Scott, Wilder got you a job as a trainer. It's time for you to go ahead, get a fighter and bring you to prominence if you want to be known as a good trainer or on the road to being a great one. But your run with Wilder, in my opinion, and I'm saying this, and that run is about to come to a close. I don't see a bunch building up for him. So, with that being said, I think I've said it a few times. Actually, I think it's time for Wilder to just let it go. And I ain't talking about a love TKO. I'm just saying. And I still haven't seen my baby. I started talking to y'all again. She probably thinking, my daddy is at the house tripping. I told him to send me this money, and he have it. Can me hurry up. Y'all give me 1 second. There she go. H-Town to know my baby. So my granddaughter went fishing. Side note, and everybody, my granddaughter went fishing today, and she caught 2 fish. I'm proud of her because I'm like, okay, my grandbaby know how to fish. At least I know that if something go down, she can bring something to the table. She can go out there and catch something. Now, she felt bad for the worm because he had to get stuck in his face, her words. He got the hook stuck in his face and curled up while he wiggling the fish eating. But she feeling also bad because some kind of way the kids and her kept hooking the fish in the eye. I don't know what kind of fish they was doing, but they fish that they was catching kept getting caught in the eye. But she could fish, and that's what count. My grandbaby could fish. So, out with 2023. Inoue has had a much better career than Gervonta. Inoue ain't that monster Inoue. Well, he just Joseph Brown just made us aware that he just accomplished 2 times in the same. 2 times in the same year, undisputed. Who else has done that? Right now, shoot, that's even better than Devin Haney. That's better than everybody if you look at it, if we throw no accolades out there like that. But Javonte, I don't know what to say about them right now. Right now, there's no need to even bring him up, really, is there? Because who he fighting? We can talk about Devin, I guess, because he the fault. Devin is right now I don't know. I'm kind of glad that 23 is over with and all the little dramas that went with it. As far as boxing goes, we finna usher in, and I hope 24 gives us some exciting fights. But let me see. He said, yes, my fighter is in the way, and we want to fight weak ass Shakur next at 135. Is Inoue about to move up? Now that he's become undisputed again? Is that what could happen? Inoue had the best year in boxing. He's my he's my MT fighter of the year. MT? You're gonna have to help me out with that one. I'm 53. I miss what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes I miss the meaning of what's being put in text. But being 2-time undisputed in 1 year, how can you not? Especially if you fought it and you fought some good fighters, some good people. Mount Rushmore. I was thinking Mount Rushmore. I just wasn't sure because he put MT Fighter of the Year. I guess if you had to put the dot behind the MT or use the capitals like you did, I'd have gotten it a lot quicker. Using a capital M and a lowercase t kind of threw me off a little bit. Y'all get it though. So who are we looking forward to seeing fight in 2024? We know Fury and he your fighter of the year. Okay. Oh, that should have been mine. I got you, not Mount Rushmore. Oh, sit down, Hype. You got me sitting there thinking that's what it meant. But you put the capital T so I can understand the Mount Rushmore. That's why I said the capital M and small T threw me off. But that should have been my fighter of the year. But I want to see Bam Rodriguez. It's some good fights next year and more than once. I would like to see all my favorite fighters fight at least 3 times a year. At least 3 fights. If we can get everybody fighting at least 3 times a year, you know how many fights we could be having? And it's possible that it could seem like we getting saturated with fights like that because I think the fight game is really changing because Showtime is going to be out the way and these new entities are starting to step in. It'll only be so long before somebody look at the DAZN layout, go improve on it where they actually don't have to boost prices and stuff like that and get some fights going. I don't know what the outcome going to be, but I got a feeling we're going to start having some good fights. I'm looking forward to 2024 doing pretty good. Let me put that 300 up right now. So I guess the only thing the fights I'm looking forward to happening now is Fury Usyk, which is supposed to be taking place around the Super Bowl time. Crawford and Spence, and then I guess we could just start seeing if they go campaign at 154 and see how it unfolds for them at 154. I want to see what's going to happen with Devin at 140. If he really serious about his legacy. Bivol and I'm sorry, I'll come back to the Devin thing. Fury versus Usyk, Bivol versus Beterbiev, and Morrell versus Benavidez. All those would be great to have in 2024. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Fury versus Usyk in February, or around February, because I heard it being publicized that they supposed to have it locked up for around the Super Bowl. But Bivol Benavidez, I haven't heard about it, but that would be great to see them fight. And Morel Benavidez, that would be great to see them fight, especially Morel Benavidez, because I get excited just thinking about that fight and talking about it right now. D'Lo back in the house.
Yeah, but Turvin Smith is on the 13th of January. If I don't know if somebody has said that or not.
No, nobody mentioned that they fight. Okay, so Joe Smith, right?
No. Callum Smith.
Callum.
Yeah, he already beat Joe Smith, remember?
Yeah, he did. People think Callum got a chance. I think Benavidez gonna beat him. But who knows? He might get old overnight.
Yeah. And we got Jonas and Mayer on the 20th of January.
Michaela?
Yeah, against Jonas. Natasha Jonas.
Oh yeah? That must have been the fight that Alicia was talking about.
Probably so.
Man, okay. That's a good start.
Then fight Hyphy. I'm sure Hyphy interested in Teofimo versus Jermaine Ortiz. That's the y'all probably just talking about that one around the Super Bowl.
No, we haven't. No.
Yeah, I think that's supposed
and Jermaine Ortiz is supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, that's supposed to be coming down the pipe.
Is it signed? Or are they still talking about it?
I think it's secretly signed, or just hadn't officially been announced, because it was supposed to be Teofimo and Jose Ramirez, but they saying Jose Ramirez priced himself out of the fight, which is kind of starting to become a habit for him.
Dang, that sucks. So, how do you say? So now, who has the best right hand? Who has the best right hand in boxing right now? The best right hand? See, that's in my opinion. I can't really say right off the top, but that does, because Wilder's out the way or out of there, which we can pretty much, I guess, we come into consensus to agreeing to. It's open. It's opened up because the furiousness that I see Morel going with, he just punching people out. I can't. Who would you say got the best right hand? Since Wilder's on the decline.
I don't know, man. I guess it's hard to say. The last, you know what I'm saying? Like the last person I seen is just really just detonated the right hand was
F.A.?
Yeah, I think to say I can't remember who he was fighting, but F.A. got him. I don't know. I don't remember that was the last fight or it was a recent fight, but F.A. got a good right hand, but I don't know. It's hard to say, man, because really, it's hard to just discount Wilder off of one performance and act like the fight before that he didn't knock a guy unconscious.
He did, but he didn't hit him with that straight right. He hit him with a sneaky hook-like punch.
Yeah, I don't remember what the punch was. I thought it was like a straight right hand. He didn't get full extension on it because he ran into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that seemed like that's what I remember, but I could be wrong.
Well, okay, even if you don't exclude Wilder,
Wilder,
not saying that he not good, still, however you see it, to make it like we just taking him out the game.
Yeah,
I think what Hyphy is saying is you can't use Wilder. So who's next?
I don't know. I can't even think off the top of my head, man. I had to have like a list of candidates because I think a lot of these guys, when I think about a lot of right-handed fighters, they finish a guy with hooks. You know what I'm saying? And guys just really throw them straight, getting guys out of there with a straight right hand. Yeah, it's hard to think of it, man, off the top of my head. Like if I had like 5 or 6 guys, I probably say, okay, yeah, I think this guy, but it's hard to just think
Joseph
about.
Brown said anyway. So he the next runner up with the best right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even thinking that far down. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking like middleweight up, you know. But yeah,
Okay.
that's probably true. That's
You
probably
being
true.
prejudiced with it.
No, it ain't that. It's just that that's just what I see more of. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
I mean weight class wise, you was being prejudiced.
no, it ain't that. If I saw more of those guys, that would have jumped in my mind. It's just that I see more fights above like 140 and up. So when I think about, like most anything, if you would have asked me like who got the nicest uppercut, the first thing I'm thinking is like the guys I see frequently. Like, okay, who got a nice uppercut out of this crop of guys? And I wouldn't even probably think, about, okay, what about this guy down at 118 that's got an uppercut? He's stopping guy with uppercuts every day.
It is a couple of them down there too that got some nice uppercuts.
Yeah,
Bringing up the uppercut. It is.
It's some talent down there, man. It's and I like that. When you get a guy here and there in them lower weights that bring attention to those classes, because you can't just stop at one guy. When you start looking down there, then the other guys start to kind of get recognition. It's kind of like how when Prince Ahmed was making all that noise down at the lower weights, you couldn't help but. He couldn't help but some of that spotlight get on some of the other guys that were down there that were, even better than him, as far as like they might not have been as flashy, they might not have been displaying the type of power. But, when it comes to like just being an overall fighter, they career wise, they proved to be better fighters in terms of the career they put together.
Joseph Brown had to put it all in words and say Inoue has the best right hand. And dang, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna bounce something off of what you had just said. My mom would say back in the day, if it's important, you remember what it was.
Hey, I was falling asleep at work today, right? So I went to go into my the area where my employees at, go in there and get me a cup of coffee. Man, got over there and forgot what I went in there for.
Oh.
then as soon as I went back in my office and sat down, I start dozing off again. I remember what I went in. I was like, oh yeah, I went over there to get some coffee.
Okay, now tell me, I feel you exactly, but tell me, have you done this? You walk out your office, you're going to get something, and for me, something to drink, and you forget that you was going to get it. Turn back, go back in the office, and sit down.
And get ready to grab it to drink it.
No, then you say, oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to get something to drink. And you go out there and you start doing something else and forget the second time.
I'm pretty sure I have.
Dude, I just sat down and was like, and remembered that I forgot the second time. It was like just, fuck it. I must don't need it. I forgot it twice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was just about time to get off. I'm looking for some coffee. I was so doggone tired, man. I didn't get back home last night from visiting family down in Georgia till about midnight. Man, I was whew.
Oh yeah, Hyphy. I feel you. Hyphy said, I hate when I go to the fridge and forget what I was going in there to grab. I have done that too. And now my kids, my daughters always be like, oh, don't leave nothing in the refrigerator. Because dad, if you leave it in there too long, dad gonna get it. Dad gonna get it. I always get accused of that. Now, I could say sometime I might go in there. You left it in there a couple of days. If it's going on day 2, for me, it's an expiration date. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that off. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to let it get wasted.
Like you're supposed to.
He said, have you? No, I ain't never. That's one thing I ain't never did, Hyphy. I have never forgot to go pick up my babies from school. And that was something I enjoy walking my kids or driving my kids to school and picking them up. One point you could walk right across the yard, across the field, and be right at their school. I would walk my daughters to school and pick my daughters up, walk my son to school, pick him up. they rarely rode the bus. We didn't let them start getting on the bus until they was like in high school, and that's the school bus. So now I ain't never forget. I ain't never forgot to go pick
I
my
remember
baby up.
when
Somebody got that call from the schoolhouse.
my oldest son was young, he probably like 2. He was at a babysitter, and me and his mama used, you know what I'm saying, like she pretty much got him all the time. And then, she this particular day she had to work, and I was supposed to pick him up. Shoot, man, I done forgot all about it. Throwing lady blowing me up like, hey, you supposed to pick your son up today? I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I was lucky. I was lucky she didn't say she wasn't gonna watch it no more after that. A good hour and some change, 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? After he was supposed to been picked up.
Dang! Oh yeah, you really was tripping.
Man, I didn't. I really just. I guess I didn't know that she was working. I guess you know what I'm saying. Like she might have had told me like Monday, hey, on Thursday I gotta work late. I need you to pick him up.
Okay.
And so she didn't say, yeah, and then like she didn't say nothing else about it. And like when I got off work, I didn't go home to know that, to notice that she wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? When I got off, I just went and hung out with my partners and stuff. And then the crazy thing was, at first when my phone ringing, I wasn't even paying no attention. You know what I'm saying? After I was like, man, I don't know that number. I ain't answering that. Then you know what I'm saying? After a minute, I was like, wait a minute. Let's see, I think I do know that number.
That's the worst, because you went out with your boys. You went straight to hang out. Oh, I know how that conversation probably went.
Yeah.
So you just forgot your son at the babysitter's house.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I can't even look at you right now.
Hey, at least he was at a good place,
I don't know, boy. I don't know how I'm looking at you right now. You left the baby at the babysitter's house.
Hey, I didn't drop him off.
Oh, that's your that's your excuse. I ain't the one dropped him off.
Hey,
somebody tried to give you the information that you need to do something. I'm just talking shit, D-Lo. I stay in trouble with my wife. I be forgetting all kind of shit. The outcome don't be that great sometimes.
No, be rough.
I want to punch you in the eye.
No.
Maybe I did want to punch you, but I ain't never did it.
He act on it.
Yeah, that part. Now, damn sure ain't ever bragged around on no microphone about doing. That's just asinine. Anyway, who wins between Inouye and Colbert right now? Colbert? I don't even know why you asked that question. Colbert right now, the one that we just seen get knocked out by old boy.
Yeah, I heard. I think they was talking. I can't remember who it is. I would have to look at the ranking, but they was talking about Inouye fighting somebody else at that weight class. Where he just picked up the belt at. Yeah, man. Some reason I want to say Neary, but Neary, I may be getting mixed up with somebody else. But it was somebody that I was hearing people talking about that Inouye, maybe fighting next at the class he just became undisputed in. So that'd be pretty cool, man, because he ain't really been at that class that long. So for him to get a few more fights, and kind of acclimate to the division, even if he do have intention of moving up, I think it'll benefit him if he goes up another class to have had a few more fight, 1 or 2 more fights at that class.
Defend the belt a couple of more times.
To defend undisputed a time or 2, and then go up, because I don't think none of these guys, including Inouye, that have become undisputed, I don't think any of these guys in the 4-belt era have defended undisputed. I don't. Maybe. Haney did, because he had that instant rematch, and then he did against Loma. You're right. I forgot about him. But and I think maybe Usyk did. But most of these guys kind of like once they became undisputed, they kind of moved on to another class, or started getting stripped. Because I think Usyk fought Bellew, and I want to say that was. I think he still had all the belts at that time, but I could be wrong.
I can't speak on it, but the only one I know for sure is Devin.
Yeah,
But-
Devin definitely did. He had that instant rematch, and that was a good thing about it is he was able to put that feather in his cap that he not only became undisputed, he actually had you could call it an undisputed reign. He had him. It was a short reign, but he defended it
twice.
He defended it versus the guy who he wanted against. And then he actually defended against the guy who probably was basically like the longest tenured champion in the division. Of all the guys who don't have belts that's still around in that division, Lomachenko is the guy that was the champion the longest out of everybody. So, in my opinion, he kind of beat the guy that's kind of considered like the linchpin of the division.
Seeing that T.O. had left, because T.O. really was the linchpin of the division, but he lost because he beat Lomachenko.
Right. He moved out. He moved on. But like I said, even when you consider all that, Loma still was a champion longer than all of them guys.
Right. So when it comes down to it, I would like to see. I've had that hunger to see the undisputed champion that was at a weight class that was comfortable for them. Where they
just stake their claim,
right.
take on all comers.
And I thought that's what Jermell Charlo was going to do.
I did too, man.
Oh my gosh, he jumped up to go face Canelo, and then when he come back down, he run into the same thing that people was making fun of his brother about. But we didn't get no details that his brother beat up his girl. We just heard his brother's girl saying that he was stupid and some other stuff, and he wasn't gonna box no more.
Yeah.
But to hear the other twin. Just to hear the words that was recorded of him, like I say, the person that recorded you let you know how they thought about it.
No, it wasn't a person. It was they said it was his ring camera.
Okay, his ring camera, and who was in control of that?
I think if you think about it, if you got a couple, more than likely it goes to both of their phones.
His ring camera, like the camera that's supposed to be looking at you when you come to the house.
Yeah. From what I heard stated was that he was outside talking to his buddies, and the camera was picking up motion and listening to, so it was picking up the conversation.
You would have a conversation like that. What kind of? I ain't never chilled with my homeboy in front of my damn front door, side door, any door. You had no conversation. We inside the garage or something like what?
Maybe you ain't ever hit your wife in the eye and walked out the door to talk about it.
True. True. You 100% right on that. I sure the hell ain't.
Hey, when I be on my phone, I be like I like to sit on my front porch and I be thinking about it like, man, I be like angling my phone where the camera can't see it, and then I be if I start talking on the phone about certain things, I walk away from the camera. I like, man, I don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like I'm talking about that top secret, but it like doggone, like that stuff goes somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Besides just going to your phone.
Well, see, I would almost buy that, but see, here's the killer. If the wife did it and she filed for divorce and all this here, I don't think that it would be suspected as leaked. It would be said as such and so's wife drops this bombshell. But this shit here is put out as leaked. Somebody else's hands touched that.
Everything leaked this, leaked that. Leaked is one of those buzzwords like breaking news. You know what I'm saying? So it put more eyes on whatever the story is.
Just break the news.
Yeah, so they do that best. You know what I'm saying? They'll put something was leaked, and I guess technically, even if the wife gave it to him, she leaked it to him. But yeah, that make people feel like they in the know on something that they ain't supposed to know.
But that's sad. That is sad. Because I'm like, okay, you did all this scrapping and hustling and bustling and everything to earn a spot in a sport that's not friendly or giving, and then you fight the so-called best fighter in the world. You accomplish what you wanted to accomplish, and that was not get knocked out. You got bragging rights on that, and then you do this horrific thing. And yeah, I'm calling it a horrific thing.
Allegedly did the horrific thing.
Did you hear the tape?
I'm just saying alleged, you know.
Okay, allegedly you said that you punched that in the eye, and like a regular woman. Well, nowadays, you have to specify if she was regular or not because there's so many different women in the world. I understand, but still, why'd you? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you punch her? Now, I'm gonna ask you a question, Devo, and I'm not being, but I'm gonna ask you this question: do you be as mad at him if he punched like one of those guys that turn into a girl in the eye?
I don't know, man. I not as much so, I guess, but I still would have an issue with it, even if it was. I mean, really, honestly, man. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, for who this guy is and what he does. Like, he really, I can understand if he defending himself, but he really shouldn't go around, you know what I'm saying, hitting on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude,
okay. That was a good way. You came out of that real good. You shouldn't go around just hitting on people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious though, man. Like, he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, for who you are, you know what I'm saying? I can understand like some, a basketball player or something, and he done pushed on his cousin or something. They got into a scuffle, but he don't fight for a living. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, is the outrage with the outrage? Should the outrage?
No, I always look at it like if it's the spouse. Even if it was just another female, right? I still would feel. To me, I look at it like if it's his spouse. I look at that differently than because I mean it is a certain thing. Is like that was on some nonsense, and he was defending himself whether he was wrong or not. So he's gonna be looked at as wrong. But if it's a spouse, then it's kind of like, what I'm saying, it's always gonna be looked at like, you being a bully in a situation. Even if you're not.
That's that ooh. Ooh, come on, dang. So do I'm like, how does this affect his boxing career? Do we still get a boxing career?
I don't know, man. Like, I've been seeing stuff. I've been seeing different things come out about it. Like they're trying to spin it like that it wasn't really his wife that he got into it with. That it was one of those type people you talking about. But I had put a little video in the Discord that I had seen about, what I'm saying, where he was trying to throw his wife out of the house. You know what I'm saying, or something. I don't know, man. I just stumbled across that, but I don't know, man. I guess it all depends. We done seen boxers do worse, to be honest, and still have a career. You know what I'm saying? Still get to fight a couple more times. So it just all depends on who they are and what the circumstances are. And I mean, technically, if you think about Mike Tyson, for what he went to prison for, it's almost like when he got out, I get it, he paid his debt to society. And it really ain't nothing on the books to say that, once he served his time that he shouldn't have been allowed to fight again. And for what he was convicted of, I ain't saying he did it or didn't do it. And then so the same thing with this situation. So okay, if he did do it and he get probation for a year, you know what I'm saying, or house arrest for 6 months or something, and then he's allowed to fight. Technically, he paid his debt to society. Will they let him continue to fight? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like boxing has set the precedent that it's kind of like they don't get hung up in that type stuff. Worry so much about what you're doing in your personal life. As long as you ain't actually in jail or suspended by the commission for something, you can fight.
I feel that.
I mean, Jermaine Taylor was able to fight on after some of the things he got into. You look at that boy Kovalev, when he his situation,
Kicked
you
the
know,
dog, choked the
yeah, like basically broke the woman's neck in places. You got supposedly Bivol got some incident. I remember seeing that a couple months ago. With his wife or ex-wife or estranged wife or whatever she is. And you know what I'm saying? It's just been like it's always been, stuff going on. And it's almost like depends on the notoriety of the fighter, whether or not they can shake it. And whether or not they can continue with their career. Do they got a little machine behind them? What kind of momentum they got? Are they still marketable? Can they can you make money off of them? I think that's more important than any of the stuff about morals and ethics as far as the people in the sport are concerned.
Well, only time will tell. It's early, so it's a lot that can be said and done.
Yeah,
but I don't give him a pass at all.
No. I mean, for me, look, I'm not the moral police or nothing like that or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like I already didn't have a great deal of, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say respect, but whatever it was, like Jermell Charlo really ain't been high on my list for a long time anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just off of different things he's done and said, in interviews and things like that. I never liked the way he seemed to worship Canelo, and still, so for me, I'm one of those people who he kind of got a short leash with me anyway. But I'm just one person, you know what I'm saying? Whether I watch or support his fights or not ain't gonna be the, deciding factor of whether or not it's a success. So I'm just saying, for me, I don't care if I see him fight again or not. If he desires to, continue with his career, then hey, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how much more. It's like the timing of it is bad too. I mean, not that it's ever a good time to do something like that, but you have to think about with the Canelo fight. I'm pretty sure like people in boxing, they probably got a bad. Yeah, I ain't talking about fans. I'm talking about the people who make this decision. They probably got a bad taste in their mouth, when it comes to Jermell anyway. Before this happened, and then now he does this off the heels of that, or if he did anything.
Right. All I can say is, a lot of times people just do dumb, foolish stuff. And when do you realize that you got to learn how to control yourself?
Yeah.
Hyphy said Jermell had a DV incident in 2018 as well.
Yeah, he did. Sure did.
Okay, so that means,
and that was actually a previous girlfriend. Like this ain't even the woman he went now.
Wow. So this is regular for you. That makes you dangerous. That makes you dangerous in any relationship. Any girl that sees you should take heed that you had relationships that fell apart because you can't keep your hands to yourself in a violent nature.
Right.
Some women don't want you to keep your hands to yourself. They want you to touch them, but not like that.
Right. You got some that do what you need to avoid them at all costs.
Well, yeah, you're right. You need to avoid them at all costs. Just say no, because you might choke a little too long or something, and then it'll be an accident, and it doesn't look worse than a sex accident. Somebody died in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny that somebody, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
How did he? What happened here? What? What happened here? Why is you tied? Why is she tied up to the bed like that? What's that around her throat?
Right.
How you tell in that we was playing the game?
Right.
But yeah, so they get what we saying. You know what I'm saying? They get what we saying. But dang, it's a stain for the athletes of my color, of my skin tone.
Hey, MZ. I know
Nope.
you try to be on a movie sometime. You ever seen a movie called Gerald's Game?
Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
Is that when the little dude was playing chess? No, that's
No. This is a movie kind of like, basically just went on a vacation to kind of try to, kind of like spice things up, rejuvenate, things.
And ended up getting tied up to the bed and stuff, and he
Yeah.
got killed.
And he had a heart attack.
Yeah, he had a heart attack, and she was tied up.
Yeah, she was still chained, handcuffed to the bed. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a while ago.
Yeah. It ain't no new movie. Yeah. And you ain't think about it when you said. yeah, that was something with it.
Yeah, that was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I was traumatized. I was like, whoa, that's. So you ever seen a movie called Hard Candy?
I ain't seen that one.
It's this girl. She caught a predator. He was preying on young ladies, and she caught him and put him in a situation where he had to kill himself or let the police and his girlfriend, who she gave the address to, and let it be known what he gave an idea of what he done to the police. They knew what he was. His girlfriend didn't. And she went up on top of the roof of the place where she was at, because she tricked him to make him think that he was going to get to mess with her. She go up on the roof, and you hear him kill us. You assume that he killed himself, and in the distance you hear the police sirens on their way.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's a good movie, but it's one of those kind of movies that give you that like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those. It'll weird you out.
Kind of dark a little bit.
Yeah, it got that darkness to it where you be like, dang, for real. But she played him. She played him like a fiddle.
Yeah, put him in a trick bag.
Man,
I didn't know.
So I thought you was gonna throw me a curveball when you see it, but once you start speaking on it, I instantly got a picture of old girl being tied down.
Yeah, man. Hey, it make you think, don't it?
Shoot, while you tripping, remember what's the dude name? You remember the guy that played
David Carradine?
Yes, David Carradine.
Yeah.
So you see how he got. I was like, wow. When I heard that, I was like, was somebody mad at him?
Yeah,
and they just left him like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a cold way to leave, brother. Just out and hung.
Well, they probably scared to call the authorities. They want to get blamed. They just left. Or maybe they called them and left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see how they could be embarrassing to sit around and be, but it's okay. Nobody's blaming you. Nobody's blaming you at all. What happened?
Yeah. Hey, they probably be balling so hard they can't even get it out.
I don't know, because you gotta think, a person can get out like that. What kind of mindset they in?
Yeah, they should be kind of hardened a little bit.
I'm just still trying to get like, how do you call the authorities and say, hello, 911? Do you need fire department?
They probably did a hang up call. Because if you call them and hang up, they should come.
They at least call back. They don't automatically come.
Yeah, but if they calling back and don't get nobody, they should come.
I don't know, D-Lo. I do be thinking sometimes, like, I be like, huh, you know, I don't want to be babysitting if I just happen to die. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in no situation where it traumatized nobody.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because I have looked at how life be going and be like, dang, can you imagine, like, when some people be doing certain stuff and then all of a sudden that's it?
Yeah.
I watched you ever watched Thousand Ways to Die?
A couple times. Yeah, I ain't been into it too deep.
Man, I saw some of the ways that some of the people died was just, you was like, come on, dude, you like the dudes that smoked the cactus trying to get high and it
Man,
happened to be toxic and killed them.
God dang.
I'm like,
Yeah, I can see it.
who does that? You just, I mean, they was some weed heads in the country or something, couldn't get no weed and just start smoking everything.
Whatever they could find.
Whatever they was growing out the grass, and they smoked some cactus, and it was the when it burned, it was toxic, and it killed them. One
Man,
dude
don't tell me the one died and the other one's like, man, let me hit that too.
No, you know, they were smoking and passing it back and forth, smoking and passing back and forth. They both ingested about the same amount.
And kicked up on them about around the same time.
Both of them kicked out about the same time. I'm like, damn. I ain't never wanted to be that high.
Got to be more careful.
We got to be way more careful. I even seen the guy, the story they told was that he was a porn addict, right? And he was filling up a tractor tire with air. And he's sitting there, he looking at the magazine and filling up the tractor tire at the same time. And he ain't paying attention to the tractor tire. I don't know how deep into this book he was, but the tractor tire had a blowout and killed him.
Yeah. They got him.
You
know the boy from that group, High Five. What his name? Tony Thompson, I think his name was.
Uh-huh.
You know, I want to say it was in Texas. I might be wrong. But I think he died like trying to inhale Freon from a AC AC unit on home or something. Boy, yeah, you can look that up, man. He was like the lead singer of the group, High Five. You remember High Five?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aisha, you are the girl that never.
That's no, that's
ABC.
That's ABC.
Wait, High Five.
They was around the same time.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember one of their songs.
I think they had this song called "The Kissing Game."
That's the song I like.
Yeah, I think that's them.
You kiss me when we're playing the kissing.
Yeah,
game.
I think that's High Five.
I was in college, man. You took me back, boy. You shot me back to a freshman year. Oh.
Yeah, so I think the boy was probably, I don't know how old he was, and then but yeah, he died trying to get high off Freon.
Wow, I did not realize that. He froze his lungs.
I don't know how it killed him, but
I'm just saying, knowing because I used to mess with
knowing what Freon does.
Bam, you just instantly shot that to your lungs.
But hell, I'm figuring, he probably went his first time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
It could have been his first time. He might have thought he was inhaling another gas. I can't think of what gas he could have thought he was inhaling. But he couldn't have been, bro. Freon, come on, man. How many times you think you can inhale Freon? When it shoot out cold.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think that's what the gas was. I mean, it would make sense, AC unit.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild. Not little cactus.
That's the one right there, smoking that cactus. For real. I guess they put the real difference. I watched a lot of that stuff. Some of it make you kind of cringe. Some of them you just be like, wow, for real? I can't lie, D-Lo. I done thought about how I get taken out. I'm always like, I don't want to go out like no G, especially in the movie, because G's always get fucked over. They always go out. It's a lot of gun shooting and all that. I don't want to go through none of that shit. I just want to go out quietly, peacefully. You know, like that scene in the movie where everybody, he was a good man. I want to go out in that scene. I don't want to go out in the scene with like Latifah. Everybody talking about she went out hard. Oh man, she went out hard. Yeah. If I'd rather go to jail in the movie than to get killed. That way, if they coming up with a part 2, I could probably get a role.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Yeah, that was that whole movie was just crazy. Watching it, like even when that part where that dude got that girl brother killed. But that was low
With
down.
the haircut.
Hell.
They should have did. Yeah, they kind of gave us a preempt of the way because they just killed him.
Mm-hmm.
What we see today.
Yeah.
On the same level, what we see today. It's getting so bad now because I realize that these games that these kids playing are really getting their asses. They clone what you mess with in the real world so close. The smart ones can actually what's the word I'm looking for? Transfer the knowledge over to how to use this shit for real. I'm telling you, my baby girl and my son, right?
Yeah.
They whole thing is playing these shooting games. So when we finally decide to go to the shooting range,
on console or actually like a physical.
No, that's what I'm saying. My son, they one is on the console, one is on the computer. But they both they interchange.
Okay.
Now I hear their knowledge about these guns because I know where they get it from. They get them off these games, which makes them so close. But they actually transferred their knowledge and how to aim and shoot those guns, dude. When we went to the shooting range, I'm telling you, my little girl and my little boy, whose first time ever holding a real firearm in their hands was that day, went out there and shot those targets like they had been shooting targets forever. And my little girl was talking about, oh, this is just like the game. So that's what the world is starting to produce around us, bro. I don't know what's going on right there, but that sounds terrible. I say, you over there blowing your nose or something?
I know. Hey, I might have been dozing off. Ain't no telling about me.
I don't know. It sounds like snoring or something. Let's go and end this because that shit that had me nervous. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like,
hey, it be that way sometimes.
You hit me with the old man fall asleep just like that out of nowhere.
No, shoot. Hey, I've been doggone nodding for a while. It finally done caught me. But shoot, hey, let me get on off here, man. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Hopefully I'll catch you in the traffic on the Discord or if they do trivia this week or something, I'll get up with you on there.
All right. So tell everybody goodbye. We finna bounce.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
I always appreciate you coming through. For everybody else that came through, much love to you, man. Peace and blessings. We out of here. Hey, take this out the right way. Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.